What's up, folks? Welcome back to the stream. We're live with the T5S2 Pod 9 Finals. I feel like we're almost at double digits for Season 8. I feel like Season 8 started yesterday, but we've been going for several months now at this point. New data slate is cemented, but we are playing some old rules chat, which is kind of cool because we get to see some of the OG strong factions, getting work in before the nerfs come down on them hard. Two factions that, if you watch my video today, we did discuss at length about factions that got nerfed in the 10th edition first, I guess, official balanced data slate. The autumn data slate, Imperial Knights, and Deathwatch. We have over here in the red Nemo the fish. We found him, and he's on the red side of the table playing Deathwatch today. Relatively interesting Deathwatch list. We do have an Odometer kill team making an appearance. A couple Storm Speeders. Not stuff you always see, which is kind of cool. Over here in the blue, we have a Stream regular T5S2 Season 4 champion, Rentar, a.k.a. AshC. Playing Imperial Knights, another faction that saw maybe some deleterious updates in the new data slate. So we'll see how things go. There is a prediction up, by the way, chat, for those who like to gamble. Damned Legion in chat, how's it going? Thanks for hopping in. Hope you are having a good evening or morning over there. As a little bit of a heads up, by the way, chat, I may be in and out a little bit. I might leave you with the players here. I have an event tomorrow, non-40k related. But I do have a lot of prep to get work done before then, so I might be hopping in and out just a little bit. But if that's the case, I'll leave you with a nice overhead view, and I'll leave you with the players' mics. So anyway, chat, hope everyone's having a good Friday. We got some Friday night 40k to talk about, and I think it's going to be an interesting list. Exclamation point lists in the chat if you want to get those. Take a quick little sneak peek at those. That chat bot is correct, right? Let me double check. I have the correct link in there. I do. Cool. Good stuff. All right. So let's talk about Knights first. That should be relatively quick. Ash is playing a Cerastus Knight Castigator. So we got a that gorgeous twin-linked Castigator Bolt Cannon. Once it's affected by its Bondsman ability, it gets +1 AP and sustain. So huge damage output from that thing against a lot of the profiles that Space Marines like to bring. We have Storm Speeders. We have Mini Marines, 2-wound Marines. Even the larger Gravis Armored stuff really gets ripped up by that stuff. It's the super high toughness that you really want to have against the Cerastus Castigator, but it's good otherwise pretty solidly. We do have a Knight Warden as the other one with Mythic Hero, so able to drop down -1 to be wounded. Oh, excuse me. That's wrong. -1 damage on itself, and with the Mythic Hero upgrade, up to 2 Armigers. Real 8th edition, or 9th edition Knight's Energy, where you had the -1 damage on multiple things. That was a pretty insane ability. We Banner of the Macarius Triumphant on the Castigator, by the way. Allows the objectives to be locked in, but we are against Deathwatch today. So that's actually not very useful ability, because the Deathwatch, if you lock the objective then leave it, the Deathwatch is just going to steal it back by teleporting there. So not actually that useful an ability in 10th edition. It's turned out, I think, in almost across every faction that has access to it. It ends up, there's so much redeploy, so much Deep Strike. Deep Strike is incentivized, and they give so much redeploy abilities to like half the game that it actually ends up not being quite as impactful as you would expect. We then also have 2 Armiger Helverins, 3 Armiger Warglaives, a Calidus, and Vindicare Assassin. The Vindicare Assassin is a good pick for Knights because it lets you trigger your ability on Laylo the Tyrants almost instantaneously. Assuming your opponent pops their Warlord's head out, just gets blown off by a Vindicare Assassin, and you get a bunch of CP. Get your army honored. It's an honorable kill to hire a sniper assassin to shoot your opponent from a mile away when they didn't even see it. That's the most honorable way of achieving your goal. Cool, also with the sub, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We then also have 2 Exaction squads, more units that we will probably not see moving on into the future as well in this list. So pretty standard stuff from Imperial Knights. The Warden with Mythic Heroes, pretty spicy. There's going to be a lot of resilience in this army, but we'll see how things end up. Moving on to Nemo the Fish, bringing some Deathwatch. He's running a Chaplain with Beacon Angelus, a Gravis Captain, the Thief of Secrets. He's got a second chainsword, it looks like, or his relic chainsword. Don't know what his first weapon is. I mean, yeah, it's probably the gauntlet, right? You get a gauntlet and the second chainsword, yeah. So, bunch of attacks. It says his relic chainsword is 3 damage. I don't know if that's correct. It might be. Oh, it's probably including the Thief of Secrets bonus. Actually, is what's happening. So yeah, he gets +1 strength, AP, and damage, and then has the option, the opportunity to increase that to +2 strength, AP, and damage if he ever kills something in melee. A little bit unlikely, but it could happen. You never know. We then have a Watchmaster, who is the Warlord, so that's the one that Vindicator Assassin's gunning for. With the Tome of the Ectoclades, so it has double Oaths of Moment once per game. We have an Inceptor squad, 1 Proteus kill team. That one's running a couple Terminators with Cyclone missile launchers, a couple Thunderhammers in there as well, and 4 frag cannons. Pretty classic loadout for a Proteus kill team. Lots of DACA, plus some solid range output as well. A Desolation squad, 10 Desolators. Get used to this one. This might be the last time we see a Desolation squad on the stream, chat. RIP, my dudes. Got a 6-point per model increased and half their unit size. Yeah. Poor guys. The poor Desolators. I can't say I'll miss them, but playing Space Marines, it was nice to have them on my team for a while. Yeah, RIP. Sad stuff. This is also the last time that we're going to be seeing special issue ammunition applied to non-bolter weapons, which we can currently do on the Desolators. They can give themselves Kraken or Vengeance rounds on their, or even Hellfire, I guess, but that's not very useful in this matchup, against, into their Castellan launchers there for the indirect fire guns, which is pretty solid. You can advance and shoot them. You can shoot them an extra 6 inches, get extra AP. They're almost as good as Gladius Task Force Desolators. Almost as good as Ultramarine Desolators, you know? Not quite there, but it's close. We then have an Infiltrator squad, 1 Indomitor kill team. This is a spicy pickup, by the way. So that is 2 Inceptors inside with Plasma, 1 Multi-Melta Eradicator, 2 Aggressors, and then 5 regular Heavy Intercessors. It looks like 2 Heavy Bolters in there as well. So a lot of DACA from that unit also. And I believe that they are in Deep Strike today. Oh, nope, they're not. Looks like they're just deploying. Wow, we are putting a lot on the table against Knights here. And we are playing, obviously, pre-nerf Towering. So Towering units get an iota, 1 tiny millimeter of line of sight to the target. They will just blast at them. So that big Indomitor kill team might just get lit up by the Castigator very quickly. We then have a Deathwatch veteran unit, 4 frag cannons, 4 Thunderhammers. Classic let up for that as well. Plus the Stormspeeder Hail Strike, which is, if I remember correctly, the +1 AP with the Gatling cannon. And then a Stormspeeder Thunder Strike, which is the last Talon Storm Fury missiles, which gives you +1 to wound, I believe, against the target. So we can get +1 AP, +1 to wound. No land speeders to give +1 to hit to frag cannons, but we do have the other units, the other buffs from the Storm Speeders as well. Love the inclusion of those Storm Speeders, by the way. I'd like to see more of that, to be perfectly honest. They are trying to stay out of normal line of sight. They might get hit by the Towering units, but they're not really that much in danger outside of the Castigator. And it looks like Ash placed the Castigator first, so Nemo was actually sort of free and clear to put the Storm Speeders wherever he wanted in order to block line of sight to them from the potential position of the Castigator. The Warden only has that big Onslaught Gatling Cannon, or Avenger Gatling Cannon, excuse me, which is a lot of shots, but it is only strength 6, AP 2, so gonna be winning on 5s, saving on 4s. Unlikely you kill a Storm Speeder in that shot, and then it comes back, jumps a bunch of debuffs on you, and there's a non-zero chance you get picked up by like Desolators or something on the swing back from that. Should be an interesting game, chat. I love the force multiplication from the Storm Speeders, by the way. What a cool freaking unit. And I know I praised that when they came out. I loved that the Land Speeders all had special abilities. The Storm Speeders all had special abilities. Phobos Marines all had special abilities. Super cool, and it's super cool to get them played here in this Deathwatch list. Hopefully we see more interesting pickups like that in the new Space Marine lists, especially once that new codex comes out. How's it going, everybody? Crazy that the one leak was accurate. Yeah, the one leak about the Desolators. Absolutely insane. I was shocked to see unit size changes, honestly. I was like, they'll do points, it'll be fine. They won't update data sheets. Nope. They just went ham on it. Updated all the unit sizes. Absolutely insane. Cool. Also, thanks for the kind words, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, it should be good. It's actually a Breach Storm event. We're running some demos at a local tabletop gaming expo, essentially, which should be fun. I'm excited. I'll talk people's ears off about Breach Storm all day long. That's my game, by the way, chat. I designed it. You can check it out at breachstorm.com. I don't really hawk it enough on the stream, but yeah, it was a couple years ago. We didn't have a game I was actively playing, so I decided to create my own. We actually kickstarted it. But okay. And it's just sort of, it's trucking along, I guess.
We're 24.
I usually at large conventions and stuff end up demoing it instead of playing or covering them. Hey, Damn Legion with the cheer as well. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out.
I'm just gonna do my best to limit.
So it looks like, I think the Dominator Kill team's dropping on the side here. I think we're just making sure it's not going to get eaten by a Helverin squad, or an Armature Helverin, yeah. So the thing to keep in mind about these Armature Helverins is that, and I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I was like, they were like, you know what's really is a really good profile is like Strength 9, high volume, 3 damage. That's like one of the most efficient profiles in the game. It's good at shooting infantry. It's good at shooting heavy infantry. It's good at shooting vehicles. But Helverins are only AP1. I was like, are they? Because you can use Squire's Duty to give them +1 AP, which now costs 2 CP. So you can't do that on turn 1, thankfully, in the new version. Although it was already kind of expensive. And then the Castigator also gives them Sustain 1 and +1 AP, and those stack. So you can go to AP 3, and if you're shooting something turn 1 or you're holding an objective, they go to Anti-Fly 2, which I don't believe triggers on the Inceptors and the kill teams, but I would have to double check. I think the kill teams always have special rules when it comes to their unit keywords. But against the Storm Speeders, they would end up winning on 2s, which would be brutal. So that's why the Storm Speeders are hiding so hard right now. I seem to be saying GSC dice roll-off only affects turn 1. The roll-off to see if the unit comes back. It mostly only affects you if you die on turn 1, right? Or top of 2. There are only 3 turns in the game in which it will matter, right? Because if your opponent's going second and kills you on round 2, then you won't return until bottom of round 3, so you don't get the +1, right? So the only times that it matters are if you die top of 1, which is possible with indirect fire, I guess, or you get overwatched. And then if you are going second and you lose a unit, top of 2. So between top of 1 and top of 2, that's the only times the extra +1 from coming in earlier will
I don't
matter.
know if that changes your deployment.
Oh yeah, I guess round 2, right? Bottom of 2 will matter? I don't know. I haven't read the thing in a bit. It's just that I've very rarely seen the point of the comment, but ultimately, technically you are correct, Chad. The first 2 battle rounds, yes. Letter of the law, yes. If you lose a unit, you get +1. I have almost never seen a Genestealer cult unit die before like round 3, unless you have insane indirect fire, which is no longer in the game really because like Desolators got absolutely trucked, or you play you make a big whoopsie. You play super aggressively, or you just get alpha struck or something. But that's there's so much screening in Genestealer Cult. I would be surprised if the Genestealer Cult player let you do that. That's not usually how Genestealer Cults work. They usually play extremely cagey the first 2 battle rounds, and then they try to come in maybe round 2, but usually top 3, and they come in with everything, and they tunnel crawl a bunch, and they get up in your face. Might be different now that the Nexus is nerfed, so you can't tunnel crawl 2 Acolyte units on turn 2 or turn 3. But I think that they're going to be more incentivized to do it more slowly now that their stratagem usage is a little more limited. Looks like we're only going to go first here. I think that is Space Marines going first? Nope, just kidding. It's Ash.
Pause. Oh, whoops. Nope. Alright, bring it down and extend back the lines. Well, I suppose extend battle like is easy enough. Bring it down, not so much, but I'd really be asked to shuffle it, so yep. Okay, on to this nonsense. Warglyph, self, and silver, and I get this one.
So putting our bondsman abilities down, easy stuff. So by the way, some important things to keep in mind. Nemo has actually chosen fixed objectives today. He's taking Bring It Down and Deploy Teleport Homers. Deploy Teleport Homers is an interesting pickup. That one's going to be... I don't know about that one. He does have teleport area, right? So he can pop up and down. He does have an infiltrator unit in the center currently, so that can, right now, score out that objective. It looks like it is unchargeable by the big knights currently. I think it's going to be screened out right now. I don't think it's really in grave danger. There might be a Warglaive that could make a really long bomb charge to engage it. And Deathwatch, unfortunately for them, don't really have a way to get themselves out of melee very well. So once they're stuck in, they kind of live there. And it looks like we are going to be pushing an Armature Warglaive through. It's probably like an 8-inch charge to get all the way around the wall, I would imagine, because you have to go angled. Very aggressive, but if Ash is able to block one turn of deploying Teleport Homers in the center there, that's going to be huge. I do think that Deathwatch probably would have been pretty heavily served going first. Going first against like pre-nerf towering was always huge, because then you could actually get up behind line of sight blockers that are outside your deployment zone. Going second is a little bit more awkward in that category. Deploy Teleport Homers is the second one, chat. How many shots do Desolators have compared to a Proteus kill team with 2 missile launchers, 3 Cyclone missile launchers? I believe that the difference is... well, so the Terminators with the 3 Cyclones, right, have 6 cracks. And then they get 2 frag cannons too, right? Or 4 frag cannons, right? So that is... How many frag cannons do you have on the Proteus? Yeah, 4 frag cannons. 6 crack missile launchers, 4 frag cannons. Versus it's 9 super crack missiles from the Desolators. So they get 3 more big, like, anti-tank shots, basically. They have 1 Venger launcher, which is like kind of the equivalent of a frag cannon. It's not quite. It's longer range, but it doesn't shoot as many times. But it's higher ballistic skill, I guess. So it's like probably roughly equivalent. And then they have 10 Castellan launchers, so 10 D3 additional shots at strength 4, which is probably the equivalent of like, I don't know, 2 frag cannons or something. So once they get line of sight to everybody, it's probably like roughly equivalent damage. I think that the Proteus kill team, if you rapid fire the frag cannons, probably gets a longer distance, especially because you could extend the range with the special ammunition shot. Ooh, it looks like we did get line of sight to the kill team over here. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I think there is also line of sight down the middle here, right? Because these guys are inside. Maybe not. Yeah, actually, maybe not. Looks like it's kind of blocked off against these guys, unless these guys are intended to be inside the building, which I would be shocked by.
Rocket pods. Okay. And that's a wound. AP2, so you just got your...
He passes.
Right, 18 shot with wind cannon. Three saves, AP2.
Of course. He's good.
Yeah, 3 stopper shots. You rolled already.
Did we get a shot
one
into
save,
the land
AP1.
speeder? Oh, we did. Yeah, easy.
Looking for a 3.
Doesn't really take
Nice.
anything.
Right, and then the
Get shrugged off
castigator
by
is just
Warden.
going to shoot this guy at the squad.
Sounds good. They have a free armor content, so they'll use it.
This might be bloody here, chat. This, even through Armor of Contempt, this guy slaps pretty hard. They're gonna be, at least he's putting them on 4s now, because they're basically -2 AP thanks to cover. But the Cascadator comes in at AP 3, but just mass damage.
Landing on pause. Oh, rerolls. Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, nope, not if you just blank your rerolls. Just kidding, that wasn't quite as bad. Still probably lose 2 or 3. Gravis guys there.
Start on these 3 guys. 6 wounds in total can be filled before those 3 guys die. They're gonna be fine. Guy and a half dies.
Wow, I really talked up that Castigator, but that was a wild roll right there. Ash failed like 90% of her 4+ wound rerolls, and then Nemo just makes, what is that, 7 4-up saves. All right, well, the caster curse is real. Eat my heart out, I guess. So I think bottom floor ruins would go back to having windows now that towering isn't oppressive with line of sight. Ooh, did we make this charge? Oh my god, we did. Oh boy. That is awkward. Yeah, that looks like an almost exact success there. All right, look at that little 1-inch measurement. Holy crap. Oh boy. All right, well, that's awkward. And then there's a pile in. Yep. And then we're going to see if we can kill these guys. The big downside there, obviously, is that these guys are no longer going to be able to deploy teleport homers, most likely. So it might be the case. I think a lot of events are just going to go back to using true line of sight. The first floor blocking line of sight ruins is pretty good depending on the size of your buildings. I almost wonder, I almost wonder if there's a reevaluation required for the size of the buildings that we're using right now for T5S2. I think it's probably fine. They've worked out so far. Having the big gaps in the buildings, like the layout document describes, is always a little bit weird, but let's see. Oh, that's true, chat. Yeah, they could just do it with a pistol. You're not wrong. But they'll have to survive 2 rounds of combat, yeah. And also, right, to be fair as well, if they stay in combat there, then there is limited shooting onto the armature, because the frag cannons, all this like pretty medium anti, I guess mid-range shooting that the Deathwatch team has is it can't be shot into melee. It's all blast. So even if you have big guns that retire, you can't shoot the Desolators, you can't shoot the kill teams. And now the Desolators have to move because they're up against the wall. If they fall back out of combat or he kills himself out of combat, he just engages the Desolation Squad, and that's a disaster. So they'll lose their indirect fire bonus. That charge was pretty big, I think, for Ash. That was a huge charge. Getting all the distance up the table and engaging that unit was big.
I throw it out there because I've had enough opponents that are like, we're actually in your command phase, and
No.
no, yeah.
Let's take a look at what is in reserve here for Deathwatch. So there is an Inceptor squad. So, okay, so there is a little bit of deploy teleport homer outs there. The downside is that Inceptors are like the favorite food of Armiger Helverins because they're like 3 wounders with kind of mediocre defensive stats. So an Armiger Helverin's just wounding on 2s and we'll probably pick them up. We also then have a Deathwatch veteran squad with, this is just the normal veteran squad with the hammers. I would love to get into melee with some armigers, but kind of unlikely. Now, getting the Desolation Squad up and engaged on the Castigator is a little dangerous. The Castigator's not -1 damage. Oh, we're teleporting! Wow, okay. So, end of Ash's turn, putting the Desolation Squad up into reserve. I think we were looking at whether or not we could maybe do an advance round and then get them over into line of sight of that thing, but I think the line of sight blockers are too good there, yep. So we're gonna have to drop them back on the table. And you can try to drop them back on the table in a position where it's tough for the Valiant, excuse me. No, the Warden, not the Valiant. This game would be different if that was a Valiant. The Warden is able to get good lines of sight to them. And then you can maybe just put every single gun to that guy. Potentially try to get the +1 AP from the Hail Strike and the +1 to wound from the Thunderstrike could just do massive damage. That starts to get those little tiny Castellan launchers actually pretty spicy into Knights. You're wounding on 5s, re-rolling at pretty decent AP. Non-zero chance to just pick that dude up. We'll see.
The only thing that matters here is the Thunderstrike's just going to move forward to tow up to see this Castigator. We are in range of everything but the rocket pod. I don't think we need to be in range of the rocket pod.
It cannot see my Castigator.
Do you think the line I have is incorrect?
It looks good now.
Kind, like a little, just a bit further.
So I can
no.
measure to your base, correct?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Because, I mean,
yeah. Okay, yeah, you can see my base. Sorry,
So it
I
extends
was
out
looking
of the
from
base
my
too.
model shoulder.
Oh no, yeah. Your base goes out further than your model.
Yeah.
But, so we'll just make sure we're within 24 of this guy, so we can shoot a rocket pod. There we go. That's all he cares about. Same thing. We just want to make it so that you're forced to use most of your strats. So our hail strike is probably going to do the same thing. But let's think about this team first. Nothing better than just default Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We will have to live with that. So these guys will start their movement.
Oh, this is going to be an exciting turn, chat. If this turn goes wild, this is the Deathwatch kill team movement right here. It's so sick. Because Deathwatch kill teams have typically units with multiple movement characteristics in them, you get these like little bumps of movement that you aren't normally expecting. So this is an Indomitor kill team. They're slow AF, right? Movement 5 on most of them, except the Inceptors in there can start at the back of the unit, like basically max coherency at the back, and then move 10 inches forward, and basically leapfrog the entire unit and essentially extend like the board presence of that unit by about 4 inches. And now they're in charge range. Now they could just charge this Armature Warglaive if they really wanted to. We have the Captain of Gravis Armor can slap that guy around. And the the aggressors in the unit are pretty solid too. But I don't know if that's where we're going right now.
Charge easier. Not easier, but easier for him to get in. Okay. That will be where they end their move.
I'm not overwatching.
Okay. Then we just want the good old Hail Strike to move probably over to here-ish.
Alright, I have a back.
What'd you say?
I forgot I had a bank.
On the Calidus, yeah. Okay, those guys will do their thing. Thunderstrike's done their thing, and then we're on to the good old
Are the
previous
cockpits of Knights smoking or
I
not
don't
smoking?
think they want to kill themselves.
Well, they're smoking areas, but currently they're clear of flames because they haven't been shot at by the Desolation Squad yet. But those, those like Princeps, those guys light up all the time, dude. It's a real smokers culture in the Knight households.
Question then is, do we just bog up the board? Probably. Or do this?
Did he leave his token behind or did he drop it?
What's up?
Oh, it's not letting me. Back.
They only do cigars. Cigars are for victory, chat. Cigars are after they win a fight.
This squad is going to go for an advance roll.
Sure.
They get a +6. So again, just gonna see where this biker can go. So he goes 18. Then his buddies have 1.3 pace, so it's 2-inch coherency, 1.3, and then these guys are moving 12, so he's likely gonna have to go back a good half-inch. Do we want to do this? No. So this is a terrible idea. Would we rather play to do this?
And they advance in charge?
They do,
There's
yes.
a Watchmaster in that unit for sure. Definitely. That good Watchmaster. What a guy that is. Absolute Chad. Chadwick over there. They love it when a towering plan comes together. This is Knight Warden. He pities the fool. It's so funny how many abilities those Watchmasters have. I feel like I did this the first time I played against Deathwatch, and I read their list, I read their datasheet, and I was like, hold up, he's a Vect, and he's a Marnius Calgar. He's like two like super strong characters wrapped up into one. Holy crap! But yeah, they just give advance and operate normally to the entire unit, which is kind of nuts actually. On a unit that's good at both shooting and melee. I don't believe that we can stand in there, my guy. Yeah.
I think we might actually be able to do slightly better than that, though. If we put... No, we won't be able to do better than that. So let's just get one guy over here and then have him draw 2 inches.
It's like the Swarm Lord, but good. Yeah. If only Swarm Lord had allowed his unit to advance and charge, that guy would be playable. He's so sad right now. 270 for that guy. 270. Can you imagine? He costs almost as much as like a monolith.
Then the other cannons move in 12.
Oh, chat, you missed the
Veterans doing his gold move forward. We have CP.
the bikes, the glory days of 9th edition Deathwatch, where they could still combat squad, and for the longest time the bikes gained the infantry keyword as long as they began the battle inside an infantry unit. So you would take 5 bikes in a Fortis kill team. You would take 5 bikes and you would take 5 intercessors, and then the bikes would split off and you would have units of 5 bikes that could go through walls. Absolutely nutty. And then for 1 CP, you could turn them into White Scars and they could advance and charge, and then they could go 20 inches through walls and were objective secured. Absolutely ridiculous codex on release Deathwatch was.
Just get the rest of the squad to go off to the side here. But we can maintain.
That was also the only way you could get 5 Outriders in that edition,
just in case their charge goes poorly.
Outriders were locked to 3 for some reason. What time?
Sure.
The 9th edition Phobos Repriest. That guy was so sick, dude. He would just dance around and then with advance and charge with Saga the Hunter, right? And then Temporal Corridor, and then move again and then charge afterwards. What a guy. Absolutely amazing.
We have our good old reinforcement.
It was so useless, but he was so good. It was just cool. What a classy time. All right, Desolator's going in on the side here. Yeah, so we are going to be able to find a place for the Cascadator not to get line of sight. This Thunder Strike's looking a little scary there, but I think it's probably going to be able to survive the Night Warden, because that's the only thing shooting back into it. And we do have an Armor of Contempt on the table, potentially.
So as long as we're behind the Thunder Strike.
Yeah, and then we're just going to try to make it so the Warden can't shoot, and put everything out of line of sight on the side. This is such a good play from the Adeptus Astartes right here. Just going to put a bunch of rockets into this, guys, and see what happens.
Yep, so we're fine if we put at least a few guys in the terrain piece. And by a few guys, I mean probably just the Sergeant. And then we just want to make sure we're outside 24 for Overwatch. Perfect. So actually in that...
Played Swarm Lord once in a Swarming Mass Detachment. Like an ending swarm? Yeah. Yep. 240 maybe? 270, nah, no thanks. Too expensive. He needs better melee attacks or something. Like, it's just tough to deliver the Foot Tyrants. The regular Foot Tyrant's fine because he has enough utility that it's okay. If he doesn't deliver himself, it's alright, but man, Swarmler's just too expensive for it.
Strike shooting Cascadator.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. I'm gonna rotate some ion shields.
8 shots with his Gatling cannon.
But we're firing the little guns.
AP anything? All AP 0, right?
All AP 0, yep. Okay, is he good to roll?
Yeah.
Okay. On 3s. 4 rerolls, 6s are sustained, so +1, and then strength 5s, so 6s, and he'll have 4 mortal wounds for you at the end of the activation, and then he's got 3 shots with his stubber. 3s,
Blam,
1 sustained, 6s. Nothing, so he just has 4 mortal wounds for you.
Interesting, we didn't fire the Thunder Strike first to get the +1 off that. All 4 go through. That's a good start.
Okay. And then he'll apply his +1 to AP to the Cascade.
Let me tell you about a gun that's really happy about the new Devastating Runes rule, and it is an Onslaught Gatling Cannon. No downside, only upside for it on that thing.
So his one shot into the castigator hits
Is-
on a 2.
The one shot
Yep, just
is what? It's
I'm sorry, your mic cut out for me. I didn't
no
hear it. It's
what
AP3.
what? Okay, then I'll rotate this. Sorry, I don't know the
But-
profiles perfectly. So yeah.
No, all good. Sorry. It's AP4 with the hail strike.
Yeah,
as well.
so rotate.
Sounds
Okay.
good. It does explode. And then 12. Are you a 13 or T12 class? now?
12.
12? Okay. So he's got force.
Oh yeah, particle
He's
beamers
got both
too.
of them, so he's got 2 invulns.
Dude, particle beamers are so
Damage is
randomly
D6
solid.
plus 1 if you'd like
What a
to
gun.
reroll. I don't know if you
No.
do. Okay. Damage is 6.
Oof,
Mm-hmm.
that's a big hit.
Right there.
This Serastigator might not be one
Mhm.
for this world here. Already
Then
down
just 2 shots into
10
the
damage.
Warglaive.
Oof.
No
Oof.
rerolls. And then leave your T10, so this is going to be on a 5. Nope. And then the missile pod into the Warglaive is D3 shots. For 3 shots on 3s and 5s. 1 hit. No wounds, but he'll apply his +1 to wounds to the castigator. Okay, we'll move on to the Desolators, who would like to put all of their missiles into the castigator, and then likely all of their indirect fire into this actions.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll start with the indirect
Ooh,
fire.
that's a little spicy.
They have 10
We're
D3
splitting.
plus 10 castaments.
Trying to get rid of a unit.
And then 10.
It does seem aggressive.
These are on 4s and 3s, no rerolls. 7 explosions. And then on 3s.
So we picked a
So they
sustained
have
doctrine. this turn.
14 AP zeros, but you have cover, and damage 1.
One dice.
Jesus.
Then they have their Vengor launcher.
There's a lot of really worthless dice rolling. Yeah, that for sure should have gotten to the castigator there.
And these are on 3s and 2s. Only 1. 1 AP1, but
It
obviously
is funny when you're dramatically more effective at shooting at a knight than you are a
Then they have their
exaction
missiles
squad.
into the castigator. They are on 4s with 4 rerolls. 2 explosions, so I'll just get rid of 1. And then on 4s with 4 rerolls. They have 7.
Big hit there. All right, buddy. What do you got on that invuln save, my dude?
Please roll damage.
Damage is 2.
1. Do you have anything else I can shoot this thing after this?
I have the entire Indomitor. They have a melta-gun, 2 plasma pistols, and 2 heavy bolters.
Alright, so one at a time. 4 plus. Oh. 4 plus. No. CP reroll this. And then last one. Oh.
The 2 that go through.
Oh my
Deal
god,
a
these
whopping 5
damage
damage.
rolls, chat. They're so bad. 4 missiles went through on the castigator, 2 1s and a 2, or 3 missiles went through. Oh my god.
Need to CP reroll if you have the slow roll, which is why I was slow rolling.
Oh, see,
yeah.
I'm used to
not-
fast rolling being allowed in WT.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the Trevi rule. So
That's not the
It's-
Trevi
it's
rule,
not
chat.
something I felt the
That's
need to
the
state.
core rule. That's how the core rules are written.
So he's.
You're only allowed to fast roll and then roll a saving throw if the
and
damage is
then,
flat.
yeah,
If it's random
both these
damage, you have to
squads
slow
are
roll it.
ready to go. And I think their activation is going to be for plus 6 inches of range and plus 1 AP. I mean, you're on a 4-up anyways, and we have plus 1 AP in these guys, so maybe it's nothing, but it's relevant for this squad shooting at him. So yeah, both these squads are going to use their strat for plus 6 inches of range and plus 1 AP.
So we can multi-target it because we're targeting kill teams. The other benefit of the kill team.
Sorry, shooting everything that can into the castigator. I don't think there's anything that can't shoot into the castigator that can shoot anywhere else, so I think it's just going to be 2 heavy bolters, 1 assault bolter, melta rifle, and 2 overcharged plasma pistols. He's got range 24. Because he has a plus 6 inches with the stratagem. Okay. So we'll start with our multi-melta. It's on 4s with 4 rerolls. 3 hits in total. Strength 9 with plus 1 to wound, so 4s. He's got 3 AP5s.
Mm-hmm.
Damage is 6.
Alright, let's put that to one side. Conversion rate on is crazy, by the way.
What's up?
I think. Yeah, just keep rolling.
It is 75%ers.
Then we have 4 plasma pistols. On
4s
threes.
with 3 rolls, pretty consistent.
Oh, I'm sorry. You killed an intercessor. They're on 2s. The whole squad's +1 hit now. So on 2s, 1 sustained, and then on 4s. For 4 more AP4. And that is 9 damage in total.
Ooh, that was a bad roll right there.
Then 6 heavy bolter shots.
I like this. The Wombo combo assembled. This heavy intercessor team is really pretty solid, actually. I kind of like these guys. It's just that's a lot of strength 5 and like 2 damage. With when you get +1 wound, +1 AP, plus range.
And then,
The sustained hits. It's really good.
Just the 2 shots from the heavy intercessor. 2s.
Inky's
and
here to
then 5s.
co-commentate with me, by the way.
More AP1.
Anything to say?
Or sorry, AP2
Chat?
for damage 1.
No, I was just saying your conversion rate is insane.
I mean,
Even
it is,
with
though. It's-
even with
yeah.
full rerolls, you got full hits and full wounds on basically everything. In fact, you got more than that because of your sustain, which is like you got full hits. I understand because of sustain, but with full wounds,
yeah, it's pretty gross.
your rolls are just
Um,
very gross.
Yeah, you should get
That sucks. Which means this whole squad's
more hits than shots with sustain plus full rerolls, I think is the math, right? Because you get you get 17% of your hits back with sustain 1, but then you reroll and you get a second chance at a 17% to duplicate with the misses again. So then you get, I guess it's not quite, it's like 98% or something, like 90%.
For 1 Looks good. What am I doing? You're a vehicle. I could have just shot you. Okay. Would you be alright if the fright cans which have not been rolled are declared into the Warglaive?
Sure.
They're blast, right?
Oh,
Oh, they are blast and it's a vehicle. My one mistake is punishing me so badly. Okay. We're gonna have to shoot the fright cans into the Warglaive. I assume everybody's within... Yeah, they're both easily within the 24. So, 43 fright cannons.
That downside of taking mass blast. Blast is such a good keyword until
These
it's
are
not,
threes.
and then it sucks.
These are 2s.
So you're playing
And
knights, and
then
then it's a
on
wild
3s,
downside.
no rerolls.
Which is how it should be, to be fair.
Count the 1s because sustains, and then 5s. For 1 AP2.
damage.
Damage is 2.
So what?
Okay. With that, we are going charging. Oh, sorry. Let me not cheat. I need to do my 2 hazardous tests. Okay, they're good.
Well, yesterday I played against Tal and he rolled something like 50 hazardous checks and failed 3. So
Yeah, right. It's absurd sometimes. Biker, the squad is going to go into this Warglaive, I think. Although now I'm tempted to
Big
just
charges.
completely 180. Oh god, this has gone terrible, but we'll see how it plays out.
This is very aggressive because the Watchmaster in this unit is the Warlord. So what's interesting, what could interestingly happen is that Watchmaster breaks cover. If the unit pushes too far forward and he has to leave cover to maintain coherency, then you could epic duel with a Knight Warden and just pick that dude up and throw him off the table and honor the army to get a 5+ feel no pain. And that would be a swing right there. You did lose the Castigator, which is the highest damage output, but we still have the Armature Hellbrands, which are scary as we determined, and obviously you then get a bunch of CP to play with and are much more resilient. Well, masterclass in Deathwatch so far, I think, from Nemo. This has been an excellent turn. I think assembled the Wombo combo very appropriately, and did it to it. I think that Ash was complaining a little bit about the conversion rate, but to be fair as well, Nemo's damage rolls were atrocious, and I think even if he had good dice in the hit and wound roll, it probably cancels out a little bit. Engaging the first Armature Warglaive with the Indomitor team. We have a bunch of regular heavy intercessors we can eat hits on there, so that's not too bad. They're not going to get the captain in, it looks like, but still going to engage that guy and I think steal away the objective. Yeah, it should be enough to take it.
Ideally, not looking for a 4, but a 4 is what we need. A 10, I will take. Okay, so let's start by just figuring out who can get there with the 13 total. Okay, so this guy can get to here, which is 2.6-ish away from you. It's our biker at least 2.6. He is. So the biker is going to go here so we can get that Terminator in on their pylon. I'll just make sure that's how that works. Yeah, 13 inches will get him to base the biker. Okay. And our cannons, we just want to get out of there as quick as we can.
10-inch charge, right?
Oh, sorry, thank you. My mind was incorporating in. I don't know how bad it's showing, but I'm getting extremely nervous from just being recorded because it's my first time being on a game that's streamed.
Definitely fair. Especially TTS 40k, it's harder to play in a live format because you're, I think, maybe more acutely aware of it. Maybe I don't know.
So we're gonna have to have another
Like at least a stream game of 40k on a tabletop, like at least plays normal, right? But I think like if you're more used to playing kind of anonymously, I could totally understand. It's a totally different vibe. Ooh, here comes the Watchmaster. He's going out there. Oh, this guy might get beat up.
Okay, and then same thing, this Terminator moves 10. Which means like we're just gonna rotate the biker here. Just gonna make sure you can do that. Nope.
Oh.
So this guy only moved 9.6. So yeah, we're just have to move this guy off to the side. So then this guy can move forward. There we go. Okay. And the remaining Terminators are moving 10. And then the Watchman. Oh, sorry, that was a little too far. And then the Watchmaster moves 10 as well. Are we within 2 of the biker? No, so we need to pull back for coherency. There we go. Okay, no CP to interrupt, so we'll just start with this team right away. Gonna get everybody to base. 2. This guy in the cover. I'm trying to think if there's any way to finesse this so that this guy gets out of the range of the pair. I think there is if we push him over to here. So I may pull a Terminator out of fighting because it can get him over to here on his consolidate.
We're trying so hard to keep that guy out of line of sight.
I think I'd have to pull 2 Terminators, though.
I don't think it saves you from the Warden. I think the Warden gets you.
And be content with the Vindicator shooting. Nope.
But it does require the Warden to go that way.
That Terminator's definitely not fighting. And then this Frag Cannon. I think if he bases you, we don't break coherency, so he has to. Oh, nope, he's going through his teammate's base. So he stays.
Man, how, so the other thing, it's interesting, I didn't quite mention, by the way, chat, is that the Exaction Squads actually have the Bolt Sniper Rifle in them, so they have a precision weapon. Partially because Ash is really, really contingent on knocking her opponent's Warlord out. Or intent on it, so she has 3 precision weapons in the army. Now, the bolt sniper rifles don't do that much damage, but they do follow up for the Vindicator pretty well. So if we can get the Night Warden to punch the Watchmaster to death, then what could be funny is the Vindicator plus the other 2 guys trying to kill the Gravis Captain. That might be a little tough, because that guy is half damage, so he's much more difficult to kill, but who knows? Could happen.
And then on 6s. Nope. Then we just have 2 Terminator Chain Fists, which will be 6 attacks. And then 3s and 3s. For 7. Oh, come on. Bit of leg. And then 3s. For 6 AP2 damage too.
3.
Nice. And then our good old friendly Thunderhammer, 3 attacks, 2s and 5s. 4. 1 AP2 damage too, and then 2 mortal wounds.
Your Thunderhammer hits on 3 space.
Yep, and then +1 to hit for 2s.
Oh, well, sorry, 1 save, not 2. I failed either way, sorry. So that was.
Okay.
4.
Okay. Then they have their good old Consolidate, and all we care about here is that the Terminators are in cover as much as possible. So get the Watchmaster over here. He doesn't fit there. Okay, so this one Terminator will be the Terminator who couldn't. I guess we'll have him on the objective, even if your OC is like quadruple mine. And then that's that fight. We're on to the Indominator team next. So the aggressors, we're only getting 4 fights here. It's not going to be super pretty, but we're just trying to give you a little too many targets to choose from, early turns at least. And so this guy can't base, so he's got to take his friend here. Oh, come on. Good. As long as this guy's within 2 as well, right? And then this guy also can't base, so it's just going to be these guys. And then we're just going to do a little bit of daisy chaining. Have what I said earlier, just get these 3 guys onto the cover. Okay. Then we're going to pile in this Intercessor's 5.5. Okay, good. He should be able to go over here for coherency reasons, but we need to have a second guy because he's obviously the first one to die. 1 second. This guy's gonna have to pull back. I won't move in the full 3 because I admittedly forgot which direction he fully moved in. This guy needs to make that because obviously break coherency if the Intercessor dies. And then our good old grab his captain. Gonna come over here. Now we're still within 2 of our friends. This guy can die safely. Within 2 of his friends. 2 of his friends. Okay. So we just have 6 power fists into you. That's the big one, and 6 close combat weapons. So we'll start with the 6 power fists. These are hitting on 3s with +1 to hit, hitting on 5s. 6 hits in total because it's sustained. For 2 AP2s. And then they're 2 damage apiece.
No 1.
Power fists or damage 2?
No, I'm -1.
Oh, you're right. -1. Sorry. You saying they're 1 and not -1 made me think I was reading my profile wrong. Okay. And then 6 close combat weapons. 2s and 6. 6 hits in total. No wounds. And then they'll just pile in. Only thing we need to care about is the Gravis Captain maintaining coherence. This Melter Rifle, I guess we can actually just have our good old friendly Melter Rifle move up like this. Okay. So we're not losing coherency if the middle guy dies. Okay. And then I have nothing else from there, so it's up to you.
Alright, this one first. For obvious reasons.
I don't have a free strat if that's what the obvious reason.
Sorry,
No,
team.
it's just
Yeah, then they won't get to attack as they
3
operate apart.
saves. 6s.
Sounds good. You're damage 3, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll start with our 4-up invuln on the guy with
No,
the
it's
sword.
the infiltrators.
I see. Okay, I saw the click over here.
No, I could.
6s. They make 2 of them, and then they have see if a guy spikes feel no pains. He's gone. I mean, he's gonna die anyways, and you're gonna consolidate, so we'll keep our Helix Gauntlet for another turn.
Alright. You get to punch me back.
Yep. 3 attacks. And then 6s. Nope. And then it's off to you.
Alright, yeah. More attacks. Unreal.
T5.
Hippie Hunter, how's it going?
Strength 10, I think.
Hope you're doing okay.
Strength 10.
It's been a pretty solid game so far.
Nope. And then your damage.
Knights did lose a whole castigator in one round of shooting.
The next.
Assembled Deathwatch Wombo combo, blew it right off the table, which was pretty sweet. There's a castigator shaped hole right over here.
Okay, and then over here. That's right. All hit. 3 ones.
T6, so 2 wounds. Yep. Gonna be 6s. You kill the injured guy, and we'll let one of the guys in the back. Yeah, we'll let this assault nurse. Oh, did I mismeasure? I moved out of coherence, so I do need to fix this really quick because this guy was the closest guy, and this is not. Oh, it's 2 guys. What am I talking about? Ignore me. So we're gonna have to let this plasma pistol guy die. Okay.
This is a
I think that's
pod finals chat, so we are
at the end of our turn.
we are
kill a big old knight,
pre-data slate rules,
is 5 points,
which is
above
very
20
very much
points. And we didn't do
a pre-data slate matchup. We got Desolator Marines, we got Knights shooting through walls, you know, all the good stuff.
Yes, I'm storing that. Primary, I'm holding 2 because I'm OC8 to your.
Yep. 6.
It's gonna be funky for the next week or two. While we wrap up all the pods that are currently ongoing pre-data slate. Downside of TTS events is that we don't usually get we have a couple week delay on rules being represented in finals games because the finals games usually start like 3 weeks beforehand,
I drew already, so.
or the events start beforehand.
Yep. Buff. This one goes over here because how that works.
All right. Well, Knight's getting big points.
It's really annoying. Because I was gonna flame your captain.
They do steal that middle, right? Yeah.
Very annoying.
Are the kill team intercessors on the OC1? Oh, yeah. It's going to be tough for the Deathwatch to steal his objectives away. Holy crap. Didn't realize that. Yeah, we're going for this Watchmaster. Let's see that epic duel. Epic challenge.
All back. Oh.
Yeah. Forced to do some fallbacks here to open these guys up to get hit by the Helverins.
Still holding it.
Is the Watchmaster the Ectoclades guy? Oh, he is. Oh, if we lose that guy right now, we lose our double O's too. Oh, this is going to be so spicy, chat. And we're 2 CP for Knights. We could even do a Thunder Stomp on this at the same time. A cheeky beaky Thunder Stomp. Just turn that whole unit into soup. I do appreciate that the Thunder Stomp got increased or got nerfed, right? They're worried about Canis Rex spamming that thing, but it got like wildly debuffed too with the new devastating wounds rolls. Because it's when you stomp infantry, you get devastating wounds, and the devastating wounds doesn't do anything to infantry anymore for the most part. It does sometimes against Terminators or something, but less good for the higher volume units, which is what you actually wanted against. So in this situation, it would be really terrible, actually. We do have that objective back there locked in just to be able to prevent the... to hold it onto it with the Banner of the Makari's Triumphant.
I think your base is clipped this wall.
No, because the base can't clip. This base cannot clip.
It can. Okay.
Yeah, their size, so 100 millimeters go through.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I just saw 4, and then this looked like it was 4. Looks good.
Go pistol time. Pistol time. Come on, get your friends.
If his goal is to snipe the captain, he does take half damage.
Never mind about pistol time. Well, you know what? That means it is pistol time. Even more so.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's about everything. Oh, I forgot to declare my exaction squad targets, so whatever. Yeah,
That would have been good. Getting a +1 to hit on the character there would have been
Very
sweet.
annoyed I've got my Calidus.
Does seem like it's one of those games, chat. Everybody's kind of messing up today. Look at our Vindicare Assassin friend over here. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Appreciate you. Oop, I'm opening up the wrong window.
Any ingress?
Yeah, I think so.
So we're gonna try to
I don't think they fit here. I think he did a good job.
hardcore
stopping them.
Exodus
So
pistol. This big cannon. 3 shots, 3 damage, and you go to 6 damage if you critical wound. So we have extra chances to try to one-shot that guy right out of the unit because you need 2 critical wounds to
he's
get him,
gonna stop it.
or 3 maybe. No,
Sounds
just
good.
he's not.
And
He doesn't have
want to
armor.
go anywhere else. Admittedly, this looks very good.
Can we
also
help you
go
with
behind
Warhammer?
this
Absolutely.
wall, but I think that is less.
That
where
is
we want to go.
partially what we're
Yeah,
here for.
This team will just
Definitely.
Go behind. This is measuring 12. There's no. Yeah, we'll just make sure we're an inch away from the wall. That's the only thing we care about with these guys. What's an inch away look like here? It's hard to tell with the wall because they're thick. Looks like it'll be fine. Okay. Would you agree these guys are not chargeable through the wall?
You just tell me they're not.
Sounds good.
Like, yeah.
So pulling in the Deathwatch veterans, we're just gonna try to
If you tell me
counterpunch
they're
the
not, I'll
Warden.
just take
It's
your
like
word for it. That's...
basically trading the Watchmaster for the.
It's more.
Hopefully those Deathwatch Thunderhammers get in. We could, yeah, supercharge those guys
I would like these guys to not.
with strats and then get big damage on that guy.
I
-1 damage, not quite as bad for the Deathwatch Thunderhammer because they're base damage 4. That's like the only actual melee weapon remaining in the game from 9th edition. They're like a real Thunderhammer. Or they're damage 3, excuse me.
Oh, it's the easy one. The guy with only 1 target, which is the Warden shooting him. What? Did my Warden lose a 1? No.
Yeah, I shot him.
Oh,
with
wait.
the
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Proteus team.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't.
They might as well freeze.
That's one for the chat, I think.
Oh, I should have AOC
I am
that.
a,
AOC that. I should have
I am
done
a
this
lore
earlier.
neophyte.
Oh,
I do not know much about the Warhammer lore,
Sorry,
but sisters
okay.
use Eviscerators a lot because
okay,
the
sorry.
Repentia use
Start
them.
of the shooting phase.
You could say
before
she's like a
anything happens,
Repentia or
I'm gonna
something.
spend 1 CP so that I'm gonna just get extra strength and AP against them.
Okay, sounds good.
Now I
Squire's
can go back to
duty.
do this and shoot back. Right, then you do your AOC, then I back it.
Sounds good.
Shooting. Okay, this just becomes devastating. So 1 save.
APS.
AP2, so
Well, we don't have an injured guy, so okay. I would have taken this on cover, even though that's how that went. So
it doesn't matter because you rolled 2.
yeah, I'm saying
Yeah.
I shouldn't kill a guy not in cover because I would
Right,
have
well,
taken that.
it just blows somebody up.
Yeah.
Then 18. Then there's D6 mortal wounds pending on the side. There's a whole bunch of mortal wounds to settle. Did use a hit reroll, have not used the wound reroll. Right, so okay, strike D. Okay, so these become mortals.
Okay, so 2.
2, yeah.
We have 2 3-ups. They fail them both. Kill another guy. and go.
2, yep, 2 damage each. And then I think the stubber is Build this with 6 shots. Sorry, 3 shots because you're definitely out of range. And that's it. Okay. Then I need to settle the mortals, which is 8 mortal ones.
8 in total?
Yep.
Any sisters, folks in chat to help out Hero and Nordica over there, by the way?
Then we have the Helverin. That's Helverin shooting. 6 shots with Stubber. Rolling. Rolling, and then 8 shots is the other thing. Rolling. 6 saves at AP2, so AP1 you have
And
cover.
which one's shooting?
This one.
This one's shooting? Okay. We have started with the guy who doesn't have cover.
Okay.
So he has 4s until he fails. He fails immediately. Then we have the guy with cover. He has 3s. Does everybody have cover at this point?
No, this guy doesn't.
No. Yeah, we start with the aggressor. Those 3s. Fails.
He just dies.
Oh
Melt
my
rifle.
god.
It's 3 damage, yeah.
Yep, melt rifle's on 4s now. He dies, and then the captain is on 3s.
That was
Okay, so
brutal,
squad's
chat.
done, except the-
Holy
Who's at
crap.
full.
Mhm.
That is what we were talking about.
Right.
That +1 AP on Helverins
The
makes him
Helverin
lethal
has
into
only one target,
in
so-
that tactical matchup there.
8 shots.
Oh boy. Ripperonis. Gotta deal with the Desolators though. That's gonna be a problem.
2s because no, you're not flying anymore, so 3s. 4 saves, AP, and you don't have cover from this. So
He's
AP2,
got,
so 4 ups.
Yep. He takes 2.
And then the others.
Nice.
4 saves.
3s. Down to 2.
Oh boy.
It's also AP2. So it will be 4s.
Oh, that's also, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
the stratagem pushes everything, all AP. It's all guns. The anti-fly is only for the autocannons.
Yep. And I didn't know that, so I didn't slow roll it. Okay. That's fine.
I mean, if you failed all of them, so if you want to CP it, it's fine. Like, it only matters if you passed one, right? Because no matter what, the last one of this
Yeah.
sequence would be a fail. So if you want to CP it, it's fine.
I think he's gonna be content.
Okay. Yeah. Because you know, there's no sequence in which you would not know that you would need to reroll the last one only.
Yeah, all good.
Okay, Armiger shoots everything here. And hit with the 1 AP4.
He dies to, well, just go straight through, but I imagine damage is gonna kill him.
It's minimum 5. It does 10 damage. 9 damage, sorry.
Yeah, he's good. He's gone.
Right, and then this Warglaive does the same thing there. Any of them injured? No. So might as well start with the Melter Gun, which misses, and the Melter. 1 AP4.
At this point, we can take it on invuln. No, actually, never mind. We'll just let one veteran die.
Okay, I think that is it. Vindicate ended up not shooting anything. That's fine. Alright, charges.
We set up that poor Vindicare. He was so excited to use his pistol. He was like, bro, here I go. Nope. Get wrecked. Here comes the big knight. Stomp, 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 stomp. Prepare to get thunder stomped, team. We're definitely going to epic duel,
Yeah.
I would imagine. Or we could just thunder stomp and try to kill the whole unit, but then Watchmaster might get away.
Only went 8 point something. Suck a bit. And then this Armiger is gonna try and make it. You failed. It's fine. Alright. Back. Watch Master just as a 4-up, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Gonna spend 1 CP. Alright, go to Fight Phase. Spend 1 CP for Precision.
Okay.
And do sweeps.
Gonna bump that guy right in his head.
Okay.
Boop.
Okay. So all hit. Wounding on 2s.
Yep.
Reroll. Right, 6s at AP2.
See how much he spikes. He's got 4s, down to 2. Yeah, he's gonna have to be content with dying. So the next one goes on a Fright Cannon. EP2, you said?
Yep.
Okay, on a 5. And then Fright Cannon on a 5. So just the Watchmaster.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay. And then we have our fight back. And I think we're gonna look to just hit the Warglaive a bit. So we have 3 attacks with our close combat weapon on the Fright Cannon.
Yep.
You're still not below half strength, so it's 2s and then 6s. No hits, and then we have 3 long vigil melee weapon. Same thing, 2s and 6s. 3 hits. Just 1 mortal wounds at the end of the sequence. Wait, long vigil melee weapons are not Xenophase blades. 1 AP. For damage 1. And then we have our chain fists. So we have 9 attacks.
And I'm also excited
Raise
for
and-
Devastating Wounds not to be resolved at the end of a attack sequence. I wasn't even considering that update was happening, but now that they're just like resolved normally, that feels much better. I guess that gets weird if you fast dice things, right?
Okay, AP2 damage 2, so that's 5 ups. And 1 damage -1, so
Yep.
6. Survives on 1.
Okay, and then our
Yeah,
thunder,
they are allocated after other allocations, but they
3
don't
attacks.
resolve at the end.
2s and 5s.
So I guess
Four.
you don't have to like
Then 5s.
roll them out
You just
sequentially
have,
to ensure
4
that they
wounds
happen in the right order.
because they're reduced by 1.
At least that's
And he
good.
dies.
But they're not like randomly done later like mortal wounds are. I guess the timing is mostly the same, I guess.
Okay.
Hey,
This
beat
is
up an armature.
4.6. Can we get closer than 4.6 and over there? I think we can. But I don't think he's the movement to actually do it. So, yeah, they're just going to be getting in cover again. I believe that's moving closer, and I don't think these other guys will just take you. We don't want to be taking you. We're going to be falling back anyways, but we have to. Okay. Think that's it for them.
Okay. Yep. 1, roll 5. I get. I kill 3 units.
Mhm.
Just gonna hold on to defense stronghold.
Don't like this, but I have a feeling that we need to pick up the Desolation Squad again. So I think that's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna be picking. Okay. Then command phase. We have to dish out our oaths target. The only one that really makes sense here is the Warden. I feel like him dying this turn is needed for the game to still be a game. And then we have.
How's
lethal
Deathwatch
hits for all
doing?
of our
Pretty
stuff.
good. Well, actually less good. Got pretty aggressive, I think. They pushed in, blew up a castigator with the shooting, which is exciting. Got 2 kill teams in the mid board to try to sort of contest things up. One of them hit an armature warglaive in the center, the section here that the Indomitor team went up in this armature warglaive. The other team went up and tagged another armature warglaive. Ended up killing it, but in doing so, basically exposed themselves. The 2 Helverins over here just ripped that entire unit apart. And then the Night Warden came over, epic dueled, and squished the Watchmaster into a little tiny pancake. So, unfortunately, for the Deathwatch, the Knights have achieved their oath. So they lay low the Tyrant, which means that the Knights are going to be much harder to deal with now. But fortunately, we can potentially take out the second big Knight, get rid of all of the scary bondsman abilities. Might even be able to take the home objective back here because we have Inceptors coming in.
The guy 5.6 is he in rapid fire? He is. And then where is 9 inches? Okay, we should be able to
Watching on your phone. Well, I appreciate you watching. Yeah, man. I mean, it's always kind of the case in 40k. It's tough to create scoreboards that aren't hard to see on phones. I might make one for in-person play that is easier, but it's tough on TTS. Unless I have like another system that just reads the bottom score readout or something, but I don't know.
And then
Swifty Stride, thanks for the
can't really answer this war.
or excuse me,
which
Swifty
is a shame,
Stasis,
but
thanks for
there's
the
not
follow.
really much we can do about it. Just gonna see if this Hail Strike can. Well, do we even care about +1 AP? We're gonna be AP2, ignoring your cover. So no, we don't care about +1 AP into the Warden. So we just care about the Thunder Strike being able to hit the Warden. And he just has to push over to here to make that happen. We just want him to be barely towing onto this. Is he within 24? He is. Perfect. Does this team... Do we want to have more melee or +1 to hits? Considering we have Desolators, we want to have +1 to hits. So this squad is going to need to fall back. And... yeah, they're just going to need to fall back. I think they're just going to come over here, though. Oh, I liked a bit. There we go. He still gets out. Nah, it should be the turn here. Oh, can you pass time to me?
Oh.
And then we're gonna have to pull this guy back for coherency so that he's within range of his friends. Like, okay. They've done their thing. It's really just what the Hail Strike wants to do, which, honestly speaking, is very little. That's gonna be at least a 10, hopefully, because the wall makes it harder, but who knows. This Hail Strike really just does nothing. So I think he plays to like teleport omen. Is this 14 at all? No, it's not. So you can't even do that. We can't really contest the OC on the Warglaive. I guess what we could do is have the Desolators shoot into this Warglaive. Sure, I actually think I like that idea. Okay. So the Hail Strike is just gonna move over to here. Just so you can see the Warglaive here.
Okay.
And then end of the turn. Well, not end of the turn, end of the movement phase. We just want their Castellans to be able to see that Warglaive. And we also want their missiles to be able to see the Warden. And we're probably gonna do something. There's this line that works, but I don't know what else. I don't really want to get closer to this guy. I want to be out of range of these guys. I think means I have to do this. So we just want to be able to see. I mean, yeah,
it's not looking great for our blank clad friends here.
Accidentally give you cover, but
it will look better when the second big knight is dead. I think that will fight. That will feel a lot better.
What point do we? The third row. Okay, so just not two guys that way. If all things go well, would we like to play for a 9 into these guys? No, because that opens us up to his armature. I guess he moves 12, huh?
Yep.
So we're opening ourselves up to the armatures no matter what. Okay. That is going to change the game plan just a little bit. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to be... What I want to get to work here is... I think what I'm going to do instead... That is a terrible, terrible line. I hate how thick that line is, but I don't know how to make it smaller because it's getting bigger when it gets... all I really care for these guys is that we are behind this line, which I do believe means we will be giving you cover. Okay, so we will move these guys to give you cover. Actually, could we just do it?
Yeah, the scoring is definitely getting out of hand with Ash on so many objectives, but
we're gonna go 2 in a row.
I mean, once the big knight goes down,
And then where's the line to get
there's
the
a
same-
centrally located Vindicator Assassin who's
Oh,
pretty
it's
scary,
actually pretty lean.
right? And then there's just the 4 armatures,
Hmm.
which isn't, you know, it's not, you're not automatically dead. The 2 armature Helverins are going to be disgusting, I think,
Okay,
into
we'll
the
be able to
Deathwatch
see
veteran
my
team over
friend
here.
getting up
But
on missile if the armature's not shooting.
one of those teams is
He can't tow through the
pretty well
terrain.
isolated.
Start towing through the
He might not be in
terrain.
danger. I think it's going to be, it doesn't look great for
I think I'm
Deathwatch,
gonna
but it's a
get
game. It's
one
not
of
over.
my missiles If it means the armature's not shooting.
Especially since I think they can flip this objective this turn. I think Ash has forgotten about the Inceptors. She screened out a 9-inch deep strike on the objective, but she didn't screen out a 3.
These are not. These two,
And so they could just
these
hop
two
down,
cannot see jack shit.
get a cheeky 4 on head teleport
Oh, you know
Homer,
what? Yeah.
and
I was looking at top down for a bit. Okay.
at least drop her score down to a 5 instead of a 10.
I just wanted to be
Keeps
able to
keep the bleeding low.
work out.
And that forces something to turn around and deal with that. I don't think you might be able to get it with a Warglaive,
Staring at a
but it
big
looks a little
fat
bit
ball.
awkward.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. Mhm. Because obviously, the only thing I need to actually get done this turn is stopping these armatures from shooting. Okay, as long as we probably fit like 2 guys along that line and then. Let me just make sure one more time. Maybe I'm way too overly thinking about this, but I probably am. Okay, I think that armature is not able to shoot these guys, and I think that's what matters to me in this regard. And then the rest of the guys, we just want everybody to be able to see. Again, being out. Oh, we're inside 24. We'll have to live with that. If you overwatch them, you overwatch them. I just want everyone to be able to see this Warglaive. I think that means I'm going to have to move the Thunderstrike if that's alright with you. I don't think I've rolled any dice in between this deployment and moving him. I just want to push him like an inch this way onto the terrain. It's your call or not if that's not okay, though. I would just be giving up 2 Castellan. Actually, it would just be them getting the indirect penalty on 2 Castellan. But...
I think the Deathslaters are kind
So,
of important in
is
this
that fine,
game.
or is it not okay?
Because they are very,
Just wanna
very
make sure
efficient
that
at killing
we
armature
push this way
Warglaives.
so that these guys can
Oh yeah,
go here.
sure.
It's unfortunate the Tome of the Ectoclades is dead, because there is a non-zero chance you pick up with Desolator indirect fire and some other incidental shooting. You could kill like 2 armatures
I
in one
just
go.
don't want to assume you're okay, though. No.
But the Tome got killed, which is unfortunate before it
There
got
we go.
used.
Believe... I just want to make sure we can see this guy. So, can this guy's Castellan see there? Ooh, it's close. I think I'm leaning more towards no. What do you believe?
No. Whatever, I give it to you.
I'm leaning no, so if you don't like it, I'll put him over.
Alright. Yeah, do what you want.
Okay, I'll move him over here.
Not
Do
sure why
what makes you feel happier.
I'm not sure why that's relevant. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't want to get.
We're trying to
myself
shoot the castle, the Venger launcher into something that doesn't
my
have.
camera angle wasn't showing. Okay.
Nice one to hit on it, but there's certainly
and then can he
at least one
see-
veteran has line of sight to the armatures, so he ignores indirect fire penalty anyway. Not really sure what the question was.
I don't
There.
know if I'm happy with what I just did, but I am gonna live with it. So we are off to the shooting phase. Oh, sorry. We're gonna put the Inceptors down. That's what I was telling myself I'm not happy with. We're gonna play to tie up the Warden. So we just want to come over here. Ideally out of sight of the Warden if possible.
Are we not going for the locked objective? I guess that keeps them alive, and then they can ruin it next
These
turn.
armatures move back 8. They're shooting me, so now I need to be off the terrain. Okay. Okay, I'll be there then. Sounds good. And then
That's
we
probably-
will get to
that's probably
the shooting
safer
phase.
anyway.
So
And then they
our
can
girlfriend
contribute
Hail
shots
Strike
into the Warden.
cannot see the Warden. So he's just going to put everything into the Warden. Is he good to start rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, so his onslaught Gatling cannon is 8 shots, 3s and 2 lethal, 6s, 2 AP0 for damage 1. Okay. Then he has 6 shots with his Iron Hail Stubber on 3s, 1 lethal, and then I believe this guy's twinlings. It is, yep, so 6s. 3 AP0 for damage 1 again. Looks good. And then finally, 2 Frag Storms. Got 5 shots in total, 3s and 6s. Nope. And then good old +1 AP.
Mm-hmm.
Then our friend the Thunderstrike will shoot, I believe the -1 damage here is scary. So we want to put the +1 to wound on the Warden. And honestly, I think we just want to put everything into the Warden. If we accidentally kill the armature with Castellans, I'll be happy, but I'm not gonna. So, yeah, everything from the Thunderstrike. Would you like to rotate the Ion Shield?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the Strength 12 shot on a 2. And then on a 4. Rerolling. Nope. Then the Strength 9 shots on 2s. On 5s. Okay, good job, Thunderstrike. At least you hit the missile pod. 3 shots on 3s. And then on 5s. 0 wounds from the Thunderstrike, but +1 wound applied. Okay, perfect. With that being said and done, the veterans are going to put their 83 cannons into the Warden. Right, we got everybody in rapid fire. Yep, awesome. Do we want to use the strat? We do not. I'm gonna wait on these guys. I think we'll start with the Desolation Marines. We're gonna put our missiles into the Warden, and then we're gonna put our indirect into the Warglaive. See if these missiles can carry, because this Warden not dying is gonna be very. They're on 4s, 6s are lethal. Okay, 4 lethal, and then 4s because they have +1 to wound. They have 7 AP2.
It's a solid shot.
So I can't roll these all and then re-roll ones. Go slow. Just in case a 1 pops up or something similar. We have
I mean,
6 for
if
the first one.
no, if you want to declare before you roll, if any ones show up, I will re-roll it. Then I'm fine with that. Right? You just have to declare it before the information is revealed.
The thing is if like the last one's a 1 and I roll high on the first 2 or 3, I wouldn't do it, which is why.
I know.
Yeah. So I want to go slow with them because I might do that.
Yep.
So the first guy's for 5 because of -1 damage.
Yep. I mean, I don't think a 5 affects your decisions going forward, so I don't see why you want me to roll the Feel No Pain yet.
Okay. Fair enough. Then we have 6. Sure, they can re-roll this one.
Ah, look at that
6,
conversion. The big
and
conversion.
a 2, so they have 19 damage.
And
Solid.
I only blocked 1.
Then we have 10 D3 Castellans, that armature. On 3s, no rerolls. And
They block what?
number shots. 3s. 4 lethal, and then 6s. They have 6 AP1 into the armature, but I think you definitely have cover. 100% cover.
Oh.
Oh, they don't become honored
What?
until the next command
And
phase, I
then
see.
the Vengor launcher,
So it is a
4 shots.
6 up field no pain until the end of this turn,
Twos.
basically.
Oh, I said
And
no.
then it gets better. Oh, that's a little bit dicier, yeah. Well,
And then 5s. 1 AP2. Or damage 2. Okay. And then we're off to our good old veterans. To charge this, or shoot this, we will shoot this and play for the 5-inch charge. So we'll put all of our guns into the Night War. They have 8 T3 frag cannons because of rapid fire range. These are 3s. These are 2s. And then they are on 4s, rerolling everything. 6s are lethal. And then 4s because +1 to wound on strength 7.
look at that shot.
They have
Glorious.
10 AP1 for that warden. Or 4 damage total.
And the warden almost exacties goes down. Hot damn. That was
that's
the
good blow up.
expected result.
Is he a 2d6 or normal d6?
D6.
Okay.
So my own armature
Oh, an explosion? Oh, that's big, actually.
takes 2.
Potentially a lot of Deathwatch
Wait.
veterans.
It's both.
Okay.
Your veterans take 6,
Oh,
Just with
oh
three
my
cannons.
god.
and then your Proteus takes 6.
Refusal to
Man.
yield.
I know the price doesn't matter, but I'm a little sad they got... Okay, frag, biker, 1 wound on a cyclone missile turn me.
That was nuts. What was that? Yeah, 12 damage in the opponent's army.
You know, it's an
Two
extremely
on the
minor thing, but now all of a sudden I'm beating myself up for it. I'm so used to Terminators just having the missiles. Completely forgot those guys had storm bolters when they shot 2 turns. Oh no. Okay. So there's that. We've done our shooting. These guys are going to deploy the teleport homer because I don't think those guys are going to murder them. And so then these guys are going to charge into that armature.
Ooh,
Get him
that's a
with the 12.
spicy meatball right there,
I
chat.
think that's bad,
Big
but
charge.
who knows?
I think that means you have to completely face me.
Yeah, I think it does mean I have to completely base, which is not good. That's 7.6 and 1.4 for
Yeah,
9.
I guess that does mean that there's no, like,
I think I
funky
could be a
hiding,
little
but I
bit
think
cheeky
that
with
this
it, but
thing is
I'm not going to be because I don't have.
making things a little bit...
I'm already eating up a
little
lot of
bit
clock.
safer.
As I don't think we're going to time, but I get conscious when I'm taking up more time than the other person.
Well, when I'm playing knights too, I don't even when I'm playing hordes, people clock out before me, so don't worry.
I think because I have rolled a 12, I have no way to actually stop this armature from getting to shoot me, which was the only thing I wanted to prevent. I mean, I guess we could base over here and then go 3 this way. Okay. I think we still get shot. Yeah, we still get shot. Okay. Put a veteran over here. And then just
Downsides
get
of good
everybody else
dice
to
rolls.
base along this wall.
What a
I'll
weird
probably pull some of
mechanic
the
in
veterans
10th
over at the
edition.
back just a little. I just care about getting these guys on the objective. Kill you. Yeah, okay. So we'll pull these guys back. Poor guys, I didn't want to move. Okay. He still has I assume he does, but he still has -1 damage even though the big knight
Yep.
died.
Yep,
Okay.
it's there until just
Sounds
fixing the overlap.
Yep. Okay. So if we don't kill you, we're gonna be very sad. But we're gonna have to pray that we do. We'll start with our good old friend the chaplain.
I think I need to point out that everyone except this guy is going to this way if they consolidate. Okay, if he dies and they consolidate, this one dude has to go this way, the rest of them go this way.
Because it's model per model. I think
Yes.
I have 0 ways to stop that.
You had 0 ways to stop it. You did your best and
Yep.
you could not stop it.
That just means we're gonna have to put everyone likely on the cover, which I think means I've already started pointing it out. I shouldn't let you pointing something out let me get an advantage. So we will go to roll on our dice. We have 2 cannons left, or no, we have 1 cannon left. Both our blades and our hammers. So we'll start with our chaplain. He's got 5 attacks. He hits on 2s, 6 are lethal, and then he's strength 6 with +1 to wounds, so he's on 4s. He's got 4, I believe, AP1 for damage 1 because they're minus. AP1.
I accidentally picked up your
Then we have.
leader.
What's up?
No, nothing.
Then we have our fright cannon, 3 attacks. And then 5s because +1 wounds. Nope. Then our long vigil melee weapon on the guy with the shield, lethal. And then 5s, 1 AP2 for damage 1. Looks good. Then the Xenophase blade on the watch sergeant. It's the exact same thing, but +1 attack and defense. On 5s, 1 more AP2. Okay. And then the big one, 4 hammers for 12 attacks in total. And I forgot to do this with the other guys, but they reroll 1s innately because they're Deathwatch veteran. So they're on 4s, rerolling 1s. So 3 lethal, and then 3s because strength 10 with +1 to wounds. They have 5 AP2 for damage 2 each. It's damage 2 with the minus, by the way.
Yep.
Yep.
Take 3.
Okay. And that is all we have for that. They aren't able to do anything, so it's off to you. Be right back.
Bring it back. Three saves.
3 saves. AP3 makes sense to do on the cannons first, so they have 6s. What am I doing? I only have 1 cannon. Would you like me to? Is it possible just to reroll these, or would you like me? Because after the cannon dies, it goes on.
Yeah, just reroll them.
Okay. So the cannon has a 6-up. He dies. The shields have 4-ups. Cannon and 1 shield dies. I have made a fatal error, but I'll have to live with that. Okay.
No, you haven't. There's 6 of them.
Oh yeah, you murdered so many of my guys with your explosion that I'm now down to 6 guys. The one time I guess rolling a 6 for mortals is good. So end of the round stuff. We killed the warden and an armature warclave, so that's another 5 for the warden, and then we have 4 for deploy teleport, and that's off to you.
All right. Scores
I
catching
gained
up,
3
chat.
CP because I killed your my command phase and your wallet is dead.
Yep.
I now have a 5 of feel no pain.
Yep.
Alright. Yes, my Calidus pops off the board, which I declared earlier.
Yes.
I completed this defense stronghold for 3, and then we draw assassination and deploy teleport home.
Oh, do the helpers
And, yeah.
sticky the objective?
No, but my castigator started turn 1 on the objective.
Sounds good. Oh, that's right. He's the enhancement. Sounds good.
Got 10. Yeah, alright. Come out of the way because. Alright, my Calidus will be appearing in the corner. To deploy teleport Homer, I don't really need to think about this. She'll be doing that later. Yeah, relevance. Command phase, these fall off. So this falls off. Do I want to spend CP for shoulder the burden? I think I do. Shoulder the burden on this guy.
Okay.
So he has extra movement, extra toughness, extra everything basically.
Save leadership in OC, right?
Oh, I need to take leadership on this guy.
Nice.
Fine. 12. That makes this a defense charge. That's what I was looking for.
Crazy enough to overwatch you. I believe I am. So we have 9 crack launchers on 6s. They have 1 for you. Am I good to roll damage?
Yep.
Okay. Nope. Damage is 6.
Take 5.
Then 10 T3 Castellans. These are 3s. These are 2s. On 6s. I have 3 for you.
Which
Good.
detachment for Nids am I on next?
Vanguard. Just
Probably,
T.
Vanguard.
Endless Swarm, I think.
You stop. Did I draw?
Might go
yeah,
back
you're
to
okay.
Vanguard for a little bit, depending on
Oh.
what actually has the keyword.
Can you hear me now?
Because right now we've just
You might
sort of
wanna
assumed that
disconnect
it's like
that.
lictors and gargoyles and stuff,
Sure.
but there is a non-zero chance that it is more expansive than that. I think that there are 3 Vanguard Invader data sheets that we don't quite know yet, which I imagine are the snaky boys, but I don't know that off the top of my head. But Raveners as Vanguard Invaders would be huge. Poda, thanks for the follow.
Oh, we should pause the timer.
Recalculating a through the air move. Amazing. Let's go. Are you guys looking for me?
Yeah, they left the room for mic issues, but since it's a 2 out of 2 room, they can't rejoin.
Oh. Let's see. Fix that.
I think they're in table 8 if you're able just to drag them in.
Okay. Right. What was this? Sorry.
That was the Vengor launcher.
Okay.
On the sergeant, and it was AP1 for damage 2.
Take 1.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, almost Overwatch there. Ugh. Scary.
I can here. Just here. I do get a line of sight here. Yes.
Tried Endless Swarm is very fun, but you can't go full
I
meme.
got slightly straight up.
Full meme like
Can't move back.
like
There.
200 models or whatever.
Can't do anything with this.
I think you take 100 infantry, and I think that's enough for most armies, especially with how hard anti-infantry stuff got nerfed, right? Because Devastating Wounds isn't as good against infantry anymore, and you and a lot of the anti-infantry stuff in the game got nerfed, right?
You wanna nudge them forward a bit?
Sure.
Oh, only Endless Multitude. Yeah, that would be lame. I get you could put like winged Tyranid primes into the units, right?
Kind of.
Malak and Trigon, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I bet that's what it is.
Fine.
I have like, I don't know. I have a pipe dream that the Harridans and Vanguard Onslaught or Vanguard Invader, because it carries gargoyles and wings primes.
Okay.
All of this stuff that can transport our Vanguard Invaders, and it would make sense, but there's no way, because it would be unspeakably broken. It would be like the most dumb thing ever. But I kind of just like want to replace. All I want to do is play a Vanguard Invader Harridan list and have it be good. But I think it just dies in that list with no defensive tech.
This one, this Amager can see, right? I don't. Yeah, I can. Okay, just barely scrapes this guy.
Yep.
Or is
Yep.
yeah. Okay, there's a gap here.
Yep.
You can only loan up Vanguard
It's already top
invaders.
of the map, but yeah.
Yes,
So if the
I know.
Harridan is a Vanguard invader, then you can loan
That
up
was the
him.
same issue I was having.
But if he's not, then
so
he's
start
out of luck.
shooting phase, I will spend 1 CP for extra AP and extra strengths here.
Okay.
Go to shooting. First things first, this Warglaive is going to shoot the Thunder Strike with everything.
Okay.
So hitting on 3s because +1, -1.
Mhm.
1 AP4.
See if they make the 6. They do.
What's he doing? 1 AP4.
See if they make the 6. They don't.
1 damage.
Is that Melter Range? No. Okay.
Of course it is. This Helverin's gonna shoot here.
Yep.
Uh, 6 AP2s. So
We have a shield.
it's
I
4
guess-
ups. It's 4 ups across the board,
Yeah.
except for this guy, I guess.
I think he actually has cover because you can't see him fully, right?
Oh yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
4 ups across the board. You can just
See how they do. Kill 3.
all right. Next Helverin's gonna do the same. Oh, sorry, Stubber.
Stubber. Yeah.
3 shots.
Mhm.
2 saves. AP2. 4 ups.
1 damage on a hammer.
All right. Next, Helverin's gonna do the exact same thing.
Mhm.
2 AP2s.
4 ups. They're good.
6 AP2s.
Will the chaplain have a different one when he gets damage? No, it's still a 4 up for him. Okay. I think he got him with that. Yep, he got him.
Right, well, that's assassinate handled. Vindicate is gonna just poke a Desolation Marine
Sounds good.
because he wasn't quite close enough to burn. He hits. He wounds. AP3, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it's a. You can't pull him out. I made sure I was within 8 of 2 of them. As in, not within 8. Have an 8-inch charge to 2 of them.
Yep, was just making sure. Kill a guy. That's gonna happen. Let's kill this guy.
Okay. Then. Yep. Vigilance are just gonna shoot here.
Okay.
What they have, 3 shotguns. Uh, 1 save.
AP nothing, right?
Yeah.
3 up. Take 1.
Where is the grenade launcher? That one, yeah, grenade launcher. So 1 shot. That's the crack. Misses, and then the executioner. I think is 1 shot. Might be 2. It's 1 shot. 1 save. AP1.
On a 4. They take it.
Yeah.
Is it damage 1 or damage?
Yeah, it's just damage 1.
Okay, down to 1.
Alright. Charges. Warglaive charging vessels. Seven fails. I shoulder the burden has something that I don't remember.
Does not add to charge.
Alright, CP reroll. What else is it for?
Mhm.
Okay.
He's got it.
Yay.
Actually, I think you may have needed a 9.
Maybe. Oh. Still pull the Thunder Strike in, kind of sealed off your Desos. Swing. Yeah, just some 4 attacks. Oh wait, no, sorry. Exaction Squad into your Interceptors.
Okay. They do have pistols for what it's worth.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to force it. I'm just basically trying to make it so that you can flip out Homer with them.
Fair enough.
Seal off the. Yeah, alright, then swings into your Desos. All hit. 3 wounds, 3 sixes.
3 guys die.
Alright, well, time to see if they can punch it, dude.
Do you want to do the exactions first? Just want me to start with this?
Oh, yeah. I think they have 1 punch, no, 2 punches each. Oh. So 8 attacks plus the maul. Which is 2 at 4, 1, 2. 1 save.
1, 3 up. They're good.
4, 1, 2 or the 3, 1? 3, 1, 2. 3 hits on 3, so never mind. They missed.
We'll do the Inceptors first. They have 9 attacks in total, 3s and 3s. 3 lethal, for 7 in total, AP 0.
Make sure this guy is, because he's the last one to die, and I was just making sure you're stacking.
Sounds good.
Silence, yeah. Important. And quick he was still within 1, but
Yep. These guys will do. I think. Darn! I don't want this guy to have to base you here, but I think he's gonna have to. Okay. There you go. Okay. And then Desolation Marines. See if they can roll some good old lethal hits. So in total they have.
It's always sad
18
not
attacks.
seeing a Desolator unit without that Apothecary.
18 sixes.
Or it's sad seeing a Desolator unit without the Apothecary. Regenerating units, models on that unit is so strong. Because they usually take a couple turns to kill because of they're so far away.
he did.
Okay.
Ooh, got the Armature.
Does not blow up because, yeah, my dice have hated me. Well, dice haven't hated me, but dice have loved you.
Yeah, I'm noticing with my dice, it's either they're hitting everything or like missing everything, and it's always a weird part of 40k to be in. I think I'm hitting a bit more of everything than I am missing a bit of everything, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because like the Pro's team doing 1 whole wound into the Warden was like kind of funky, and then like the Castellans doing nothing into like a T3 infantry squad was also kind of funny.
No, that was just me rolling hot on the exaction squad.
Yeah, I'm noticing that I either deal absurd damage or no damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Awesome.
you haven't rolled a 3 or 4 for your Desolation Marine damage, or your D6 damage.
Yeah, it's either 1 or 6. It's like
It's been only 1, 5, and 6s. Yeah.
yeah. We have Assassin, right?
There was 1, 2.
Wait, did I forget?
Tens?
Did I forget?
You did
Oh
not.
yeah, okay, Coma, Calidus, yes.
Sourlicious, thanks for the follow.
Okay, well, the game is starting to go a little south. We only have 5 for primary this turn, but we're gonna work with it. Our Oath's target is. Let's think about what we're doing here. So,
Gonna be this exaction squad.
yeah, it might be this Armature. I'm not sure though. I kind of like that. It's not a good idea, but I kind of like it. Can these guys get within 12 of you? Absolutely not, but this guy can, and that's what matters. What do we need to get through the wall with most of these guys? A 3 on their advance would do it. Okay, it looks like 3 on their advance, we get 4 guys through the wall.
Do they have assault?
As a stratagem, I can give any infantry assaulting and Norse cover.
Good dragon fire.
So if we get a 5, we get all but 1. If we get a 6, we get... Or actually, no, they have a 6-inch base. So if we get a 4, we
Damn
get
Legion
everybody.
with the cheer. Thank you, sir.
If we get what I think
Appreciate you.
is a 2 or a 3, we get most of the squad. Actually, it looks like a 2.
I don't know why
gets
my
all
cheers
but
don't
one-
show
all
up
but
on
2
my,
guys. So I think we're gonna O's
Overlay.
this Armiger.
Maybe there's a threshold.
Okay. And then we will go to the movement phase. Big one here is this Hail Strike is going to want to come after... I can't see my movement, but I think that was a 2. And so he's got 9. He just wants to come play for that Vindicare. I think he's just going to shoot everything into there to deny primary if he can. And then with that done, let's figure out the good old big roll, see how far those Desolation Rains are moving. A 1, which means I'm now sad. We can't answer that Armiger. And I think we have to live with that, because I think a 7 gets 1 guy out. Does it get more than 1 guy out? Nope,
No.
Just gets 1 guy out. Can we do the cheesy thing where a guy comes over here? So we could do 2. Otherwise, could we move... No, there's no way this is even an option, right? No. But we'd like to shoot, so I guess the alternative is... really nothing. Let me double check this really quick with homers. Not battle shocked, eligible to shoot. Use not eligible to shoot or to
Oh yeah, you
charge.
gotta take Battle Shock here.
Which guys? Terminators, you got it. They're not using a strat, but see if they're battle shocked. They are.
Yeah, so you can't homer with them.
No, I'm debating homering with the Inceptors, because I don't think there's anything that says they can't be in engagement range.
Oh yeah, there's no
Yeah.
such.
So I can do homers even though they're engagement range and then still fight you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they'll play to do that. And then these Terminators, not something I should even consider. They should really just play to get on a point and then cry when your Armiger murders me. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to play to be annoying to the Armiger here, so we're gonna move out 2 of the guys. Oh, rotate this guy like here. Put another guy through the wall.
This is very aggressive.
And then the remaining guys are just gonna get behind the cover here. So we're
Just
inevitably
gonna
gonna get shot, but it's what it is.
All the indirect into an Armiger and try to kill it. I guess we do have the Storm
Okay.
Speeders. That's something.
Get this guy covered this
Storm Speeders can help.
Good old Thunderstrike. Should probably sit on the objective in case the Desos die, but we really can't stop that at this point, so good old Thunderstrike's gonna have to come over here. So we're playing to kill that, we're playing to kill this, and I guess in some world pray that this Armiger low rolls all of its saves. Is this something we could... No, it's an 11-inch charge, we don't want to consider that. If the Terminators put all of their missiles into the Armigers, then we are happy. So... Oh, it's measuring weird. We'll just get the Terminators on this objective. Oh. Getting a bit of lag. But oh, shoot. Can you pass clock to me again? I just realized it's still on mute. Let's run your movement phase on my clock, because I feel bad eating up your time.
My movement phase is gonna be like a tenth of yours for sure.
Fair enough, but you know, it's I don't want to just. I feel bad because your clock was running. That's the gang, I think. So we're on to the shooting phase then. You're on a 3-up save. All my stuff is AP1 anyways. I guess we could shoot one shot into this armature just to... Yeah, we'll put one Frag Storm grenade launcher from the Hail Strike into the armature, and then everything else into the Vindicare. So we'll start with the one Frag Storm into the Helvern. He's got 5 shots in total. He's on 3s and 6s. Okay. And then 6s. Nothing, but he does apply his +1 AP. I think it got deleted. Let me just grab a new one. And then 8 shots from his twin Gatling cannon, or whatever it's called, into the Vindicare.
On pause.
On 3s.
Pause.
Your stealth, thank you.
Yes.
And then T4, right? So 3s?
Yep.
Okay. He's got 2 for you, and then a mortal wound.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has 6 shots with his stubber. On 4s. And then twin linked on 4s. For 1 more AP serum.
Okay.
And then he has a second Frag Storm grenade launcher. 4 shots. On 4s. And then 4s. 2 more.
I'll reroll one of these if both fail, so.
Okay.
Yep. Oh. You guys.
I was planning to charge him actually, so I think that's slightly better because now I'm not on the point. Okay. So he's done his thing. Let's figure out how much damage these Terminators are dealing. So they're going to fire their 6 missiles into that armature. They are on 2s. Oh, sorry, 3s, because you are not below half strength. You are below half strength, more specifically. And then 5s. Sorry, would you... Oh, you're out of CP, so no shields. They have 2 AP 2s for you. Damage is 1. Looks like. So survey says they did not do a lot of damage. Okay, Thunderstrike, gonna put everything into this Helvern. So he has his gun that hits on his strength 12 gun, rerolling, crying, his strength 9 gun. Both hit, looking for 5s, rerolling, 1 AP 3 for the Helvern. Damage is 3.
Sure.
And then his missile pod, number of shots, is 2, hitting on 3s. Nope. Okay, well that I don't think is what we were looking for, but we'll take it. Then we will give these guys Assault and Ignores Cover for 1 CP. And they are going to put everything into this Helvern. So they have only 2 missiles, but then they have 7 6 Castellans. So we'll start with the 6 Castellans. I always forget, is indirect fire model by model or unit by unit?
Well, my model.
Model by model?
It's
okay.
pretty
So we'll
sure.
start with 2.
Oh, it's
Unit by unit?
Yeah, as long as one
Okay.
model in your unit is visible.
Sounds good. Thank you. So 6 Castellans will be on 4s and 5s. Okay, looking for 4s. 4 rerolls. Then looking for 5s. They have 5 AP1, ignoring cover. And then their 2 missiles on 4s. Okay. On 3s.
Weird
For
legacy
2
rule from the
AP3.
indirect fire mechanic.
Damage
Interesting that it still
is
works that way, but I think it's so
2.
you don't have to slow roll. And split
Well,
the...
this turn we got the no
attacks
damage, right?
1.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it is. The Inceptors are going to deploy Teleport over. And then we're charging. So Terminators would like to charge this Warglaive.
Ooh.
A 4 is enough, thankfully.
Oh, it does get them in. Woof!
Whew.
Tuxkin, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you, buddy.
Clearly, I
Should
should
be
have
over
fallen back to be here instead.
True. There was a guy in this corner for what it's worth, so they would just be over here instead. But I think a 4 may have actually failed. If it'd be close though.
Honestly, that might have been better.
Oh, the Helverns have like nothing for melee. I guess that makes sense
So
considering how
advanced.
good their shooting is. Just for movement reasons, I think the Thunderstrike's going to charge into this Warglaive as well.
Yeah.
Gets
Go
within
get
it.
him, boy.
Just want to be able to hold this point even if your Helvern eats up all of our Terminators. And he can't get on the point. He can't boxcar at 12. So sadly, that Helvern lives, and I think we're going to start fighting. 4 Terminators into this Warglaive. Let me just move him over a bit. He had 0.8, so I just wanted to hug this objective. I don't think it gets a third guy in, but yeah, they're just going to have to touch the friends' bases anyways. Okay, so Chain Fists into the Armiger. You are not below half. You are below half strength, so now they're on 4s and 3s instead of 3s and 3s. 7, and then 3s for 5 AP2 for 6 damage in total.
Take 3.
And then our good old Thunderhammer friend, 3s and 5s. He only hits once. He doesn't wound. Awesome. Well, time to see if the good old Thunderstrike does his job. He's got 4 attacks, 3s and 6s.
It's Chain Fist, I guess.
Does your OC get halved once you're damaged?
Nope.
No. Awesome. Okay. He's got 2 for you at least.
Ooh, spicy. Makes it on the
come
field,
on.
no
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Well, your fights.
Alright,
see
this
us
guy's gonna
damaged.
swing, because last desperate hope. That fails.
Okay. Then they'll crack back into you. 3s and 3s.
Oh
Only
my
1
God.
from them.
No way.
He survives.
He's good. Awesome. And then the good old Warglaive.
It's just gonna swing into your Dominators.
Mm-hmm.
Three saves.
They have 4s. Kill 2 of them. Kills 1 Terminator. Puts 3 wounds on the Storm Shield Terminator. Okay. And then with that, on this turn, we have killed an Armiger. So we have another 3 points, and we've deployed our Homer for another 4 points.
Mhm.
And then it's off to you.
Okay. My colors are gonna disappear quickly before I get anything, and then draw and draw. Cleanse and investigate signals. Great. Oh, I guess that's why these guys were here.
Yep.
There is an investigate signals button underneath this, I believe. Nope, not
There's not.
on this option. Alright. Well, then I have a method. So go to oh wait, no. No, go to 9.
Hmm?
Click circle, go to 18.
Nice.
Boom! Genius.
Yep.
Genius at
Yep.
work. You know, applying basic mathematical principles. Genius.
Yep.
But cleanse is annoying.
You can cleanse with this Armiger, I don't mind.
I think I'm just gonna have to pitch for a CP.
Hmm?
Later. Yeah, okay, so go my 10.
If that guy's... Oh, is this one a max at time?
Yeah, this makes it at 10.
Okay, okay.
Which, I can't even fall back with this guy. I was like, oh, I need to take battle shots. Battle shot on the exaction, and then on the Armiger. Armiger's fine. Exaction failed. Does anyone else? No. Okay, disadvantage for this pops in. Gonna do the Hubbalaboo. Guy doesn't want to eat Overwatch.
Could cut out cleanse with the Calidus coming back
I
in.
might
It's actually worth an extra
die.
VP, but you
These
lose
fall
the
off,
CP
right?
for it.
These two fall off.
Those two fall off. The oaths do not. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the oaths don't, but
Yep.
5 and 7. Shoot.
Is he able to get holy on?
No, like if I can pass through, like it doesn't make sense if I can pass through, but I can't get holy on.
That's why I was like, wait a second, because yeah,
Oh, whatever. I can nudge my nose out and shoot you.
yeah. Because I know you have a 4-inch base, but this is like clearly going past the wall with a 4, which is why I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I don't know.
Do I care about Overwatch enough? I don't know if I do. Maybe I just don't care about investigate signals and I just do it once and then I try and get my Calidus to do something.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a reasonable plan. 2 extra points, is that worth it? No, actually. Is it even worth it to care? No, it's not. It's an 8. If you do overwatch me, well, you can overwatch me either way, so. Yeah. Would you like to overwatch with your 2 models?
No, they're good. And 6 castellans, to be fair, but yes. That change hasn't happened yet. I still can shoot you without line of sight.
Yep, I know. So wait, I can shoot the Thunderstrike.
Yes.
So I might actually want to do that instead with this. I set it rolled. Yeah, just put it there instead. Shoot the Thunderstrike. Yeah, okay. Investigate signals, investigate signals.
Okay. I'll pass clock too.
Yeah, okay. Armiger shoots. Helverin shoots the Thunderstrike.
Okay.
Wait, it's T9.
T9.
In that case, sorry. Just let me adjust this movement. Put here, so I can see
Big
that.
Grim for the
stupid
Space Marines.
one.
Yeah, they're not doing so hot. Mid a game of it, for sure. Got very aggressive to kill a Castigator early, but basically lost most of 2 kill teams for it, which is unfortunate. And so they're trying to struggle back in. Had a bad turn of dice the last turn, didn't kill any armatures. They did kill one in melee with the Desolation Squad, which is very funny,
So
but
what fallback was this idiot?
yeah.
2 guys. Whatever. Okay. Right. Okay. Yes. Warglaive shoots the thunder. No. God damn it. Warglaive shoots the Thunderstrike. I think.
Okay.
Helverin. Yeah, this is annoying. Yeah. Warglaive shoots the Thunderstrike. Correct.
If you are using Squire Suit, you have to clear it.
I know.
This way.
I'm not.
Okay.
2 hits. 2 wounds. AP4 should just punch straight through.
Does he
Minimum.
blow?
Yeah. Does it blow?
He doesn't.
Okay. Helverin shoots the Inceptors.
That was big right
6
there.
shots with the Stubber.
The big old double conversion for the kill with the +4 Melta is huge.
Rolling. So.
What spiky gun that is?
1 save. AP1. So you got cover.
Yep. 3 up. He still does.
And then 8 shots. Reroll terribly. Landing on 2s because you're a fly. And I'm holding it in my deployment zone. 4 saves. AP1. One of them has cover, one of them doesn't.
Yep.
Or maybe both of them
sorry.
have cover? I don't know. Whatever. Just slow roll. Slow roll and we'll see whether it matters.
Yeah. I think he may have cover. He's got 3s on the guy who definitely has cover. Maybe it doesn't matter at all. It does not matter at all.
Okay. And then this Armiger Helvrin is gonna shoot the Hellstrike.
Okay.
No, it's not worth the risk. Okay. Choose because I am still on an objective that I control.
Yep. So 6.
AP1, you should not have cover from.
I think I agree. You can see me here, and you can see me here. Yep, no cover. He's got 4s. He needs to pass at least 3 of them. He does. Down to 2.
And then the stubber.
Mhm.
I'll hit.
Not with the stubber,
Oh,
please.
did I use a
Oh, the
one
humanity.
reroll? I did not use a one reroll. 3 saves. 4 saves. Sorry, 2 saves. 2 saves. 2 saves AP1.
Yeah, we have to go slow with these. Hopefully he lives.
2 saves AP1.
You said 2?
Yes, 2
Oh,
saves AP1.
I'm sorry, I heard anti-fly, so I thought you
No.
meant-
Only the autocannons get anti-fly.
I see. For reference, I'm deaf in my left ear, so I completely missed you saying that.
That's fine. I'm just. Okay.
That's what headphones are for?
Right. So Armiger has to charge here.
I guess a pair of headphones wouldn't be that useful in that situation. Engaging the
So
Deathwatch
you can't
squad.
fall back and shoot, right?
No, I cannot.
Okay. Yes, and they were investigating signals. I said yes, yes, and yes. Okay. Only thing is just a Helvrin kicking you. 4 attacks on 3s. Reroll. 2 AP zeros.
3 rips, 1 wound on a guy. Put it on the corner guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 6 old chain fists in you.
Goodbye,
4s and 3s, see
Armiger.
if they can finish it. Sorry, I guess I should base you. No,
Oh,
he won't.
maybe your
actually,
luck
he's
has run
gonna
out.
Go the other way. Okay. 4s, 3s, 2 AP2. For 4 damage in total.
Right. Spend 1 CP. Fight on death.
No, that makes total sense, but no.
And because I'm honored, I'm operating at top bracket.
It's good.
Two saves.
2 4-ups. Kill the Terminator.
Or do I blow up? Please say I blow up.
I think if you
No.
blow up, you can't use the strat, but that's okay.
See if these guys can boxcar a 11, looks like. Not boxcars, but... Okay, and then these Desolation Marines can fight you back. Do they even want to? Yeah, I guess they will. As long as one guy stays on the point and we block you off from getting to charge into here, that's really all that matters. So this guy stays on the point.
Scrappy game chat. I think Ash forgot her Calidus.
And then, yeah, that guy is not fighting no matter what. Okay, so
Just a
we
little
have 15
awkward.
attacks. Use full rerolls and
Yeah,
6
that could have gotten another 3, but yeah.
14?
We can put that model back on the table.
But no 6s. 3 AP0.
Maybe we did. Am I missing it? Downside of the Necron map chat is that you can't see any of the assassins are invisible.
Okay, awesome.
Alright,
They're
so
very
we're
well camouflaged.
Plans for CP.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are on 2 objectives for 10 on our turn.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, here it is. It did go down. Very nice. Get the signals. Good stuff.
I think they're gonna have to be fine. Okay. So then Oath's target. I think it makes sense to be that Armiger. So they're gonna do that. And then we're off to the good old movement phase. So these Terminators, I think, just want to move to the very edge of this objective,
Mm-hmm.
just so that they can see this guy. push him back just a little bit more. I guess we only need one, so long as we stop you from shooting. So this guy will tow the objective here, and then this guy will move his inch back that he had, just so we can see this armiger. Then the Inceptors are going to do the same thing.
When you move, I'm going to Overwatch.
Sounds good.
Hits. 2 wounds.
Because anti-fly. Yep.
Yep.
So the first guy who has his 3 up. He's good.
And then 2 wounds.
3 up because he can't die. He's good. So then these guys are just going to move to still be within your deployment zone. And then coherency, just in case you wipe the Terminators so that they can get on that point since I have end of turn scoring. Okay. There we go. And then our good old friend, the Hail Strike. I guess AP2 from the Terminator shooting into you doesn't change anything, so... And we've already used Overwatch, so our good old friend, the Hail Strike, is over here. Does he want to shoot that exaction squad? I don't even know if he can see you. I don't think he can. Let's start removing him as 10, see his line of sight, and then move him back if he doesn't.
Deathwatch is kind of being selected to fight. I don't know.
Or maybe not. Maybe not. No, I think he can. Okay, so he'll just shoot into the exactions, and then the action for purging objectives is completed at end of turn. On the fifth battleground, right?
It is no. It's fifth battle.
It's never.
It's never. It's the next command phase. That's it.
Interesting.
Yep.
So they need to be burned now if I
Yes.
want to score.
Yes.
I see. Well, if that is the case, weirdly enough, I have like 50 games of 10. This is my first time playing Scorched Earth. So you don't get bonus points for more objectives in No Man's Land. This Hail Strike is going to move. I guess he's fine where he is. If the exactions deal 2 wounds to him, I'm going to cry, but having the option, depending on how shooting goes, to deny you may also be worth it. Okay.
Specifies normal
So
fight
we will go
sequence.
to our shooting phase with that. We have 4 missiles and 4 Stormbolter shots going into that armature. Because AP2 doesn't make a difference, but AP2 against him is going to be fine. So they have 4 missiles between the 2 Terminators. They hit on 2s because you are above half strength. And then they wound on 5s. They have 2 AP2 for you. That is a shame. Then they have 4 Stormbolters. 4 hits. Looking for 6s. 1 wound, AP0. The Armiger who could. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
Inceptors are going to deploy Teleport Homers.
It's a little bit weird because it's in phase.
Desolation Marines are not eligible to shoot. And I guess our good old friend, the Hail Strike. In hindsight, the Hail Strike totally should have gone like over here, but that's my mistake. So the Hail Strike. This squad is not doing anything at this point. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it triggers
to play the game and do scoring points. So this.
Other
this
than
Hail Strike
engage.
will.
Engage.
You're. If they don't kill him, I guess this Armiger can easily shoot him, though, right? Yeah, this was a total misplay. This is going to be a 5-point difference, but hopefully it doesn't end up mattering too much. Yeah, me doing this at least forces likely one of the Armigers to commit to shooting. So he will start doing the action. Okay. And so with that, we have our fight phase that's going on with your Armiger.
Yep. Thank you. 2 saves.
3 ups. You kill the wounded guy. Wherever he may
Ash.
be. There he is.
Down to just 1
And
objective.
then
the
fight
face.
back. What's up?
Looking at, we'll
He
get
got
a
kicked in the
fiber.
face and died.
Indeed. Just in case the squad, I guess the other armature isn't really, hopefully committing to this again. 15 attacks, 3s and 6s, full rerolls.
This
I was
might
really
come right
banking
down
on
to
one
it,
of those
chat.
missiles to go through, but I don't think it would have mattered anyway. The 5 would feel no pain is awesome. 6 AP 0.
Homer's is locked up.
Nothing. Okay, so we did
trying
kill an
as hard
armature
as we
in this
can
battle
to
round,
kill
so that's another 3 points. Deployed our Homer, so that's another 4 points. Oh, I see. Homer was already scored. Off to you.
Calidus pops off.
Yep.
She's 5 for her locked objective. And it looks like Nemo is going to lock in, assuming that this Storm Shooter doesn't die, he'd lock in a 5 for that, for bottom round 5. And then hopefully, if his guys can survive, he'll get another 10. So he would get a 15. It'd be enough to put him ahead. And then it just comes down to secondary. So I think this Hailstrike has to die now for Ash. Ash got area denial behind enemy lines. Awkward. She only has the one. Oh, we're gonna new orders. Got overwhelming force. Oh, all right, that's pretty good. Yeah, we're trying to kill Hailstrike now.
Yeah.
Bit of a nail biter came down to you, chat. Looks like Imperial Knights are in the driver's seat, but if things go poorly, they'll certainly come out for Space Marines.
9 inches of this.
Sounds good.
Somewhere. Let's try to charge. Yeah, this is 9. Yeah, whatever, yeah.
We know it's a 9, right? Yeah. But
She's
This
9.
is, yeah.
And this guy.
Might as well go for the 9, because the only way that you lose the behind enemy lines is if the Desolators kill you. There's a non-zero chance she just kills a bunch of Desolators and feels good about herself. And if they battle shock, it's the end of the game, basically.
Yeah.
In a Vanguard list, am I still taking 3 Maliceptors? I haven't decided yet. Probably not. I played 0 the last time I played them, but that was pre-nerf Zoanthropes. And I don't know if the Zoanthropes are worth 37 points a medal. It's a little bit awkward. That's a lot of dollars. So, there's like a non-zero chance you take Maliceptors just as your gun platform. But, I'm not sure. You don't need tanks, like tanky units as big in Vanguard Onslaught, because you can recycle units on objectives more easily than other detachments.
I think in the hopes of you.
And Lone Operative is like kind of a tanky ability by itself.
Let me make sure he has the smoke keyword, but I do believe it does. He does not. I will not smoke. I'm not a cheater. You do not have -1 to hit.
Right, sorry. Let me make sure that this guy is. Oh, sorry. Let me just tuck this guy onto the side so you can actually see. Okay.
Okay.
Then shots. Reroll. Landing on 2s. 8 saves.
Come on, buddy. It's your time to shine.
I mean,
Oh,
you can just click ordered roll and like.
but I gain information if I
Oh.
do that, but that's fair.
That's too bad.
Okay, you
So
got it.
loses
And he's not in explosion range of anybody.
the
Yep. Okay. So
5 points for
you are-
destroying an objective.
I'm scoring 10 on your last round.
So now Ash is going to score behind enemy lines. She's going to score overwhelming force for 3. So she'll get 7.
Scoring 3
Oh, man.
I'm scoring 3
Basically, I think we're going to be in a position where if the Space Marines can kill another armature, they'll win.
So if I kill the Terminators or if I wipe the Desolation Squad. So I pick my poison here. So your Terminators be saving on 2s. Can't really do anything about that. These guys are saving on 3s, but I need you to fail twice as many. There should be 9 inches of 2 models at least. Yeah, 9 inches from 2 models. So yeah, it's big here.
Yeah, that would get the other 2 for overwhelming force and probably put this armature in a position where it won't die. It could die, but it's unlikely.
Matters at all. 4 saves.
And it's from this guy.
Yep. You
Jeez.
AOC, so it doesn't matter. It's a 3-up no matter what.
Yeah. More so, shouldn't one more of those have missed because you're in engagement range of me?
Oh, did I go 3? Oh.
You're 4 stuck. Sorry. So then we have AP. Sorry.
3
Zone
ups.
for just a second. 3
3
ups.
ups.
Thank you. One guy
Yep.
dies. It will be guy on the objective.
Bubba. Who saves? AP 3 ups.
Yep. They're good.
Good. She's still 9 inches. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Slam 9-inch charge. Come on.
Yep.
Nope. CP reroll.
The reroll for the game?
Let's try green dice. Green dice always work well, right?
No. Uh-oh.
Poor green dice.
So that locks in...
Yep, and then the kicks and punches do nothing.
Yeah, that locks in the secondaries.
I mean, it does. Us tying the game matters if these guys kill the armature, so I'd like to.
Yeah, 3 VP for both.
Yep. So 3s. Rerolls.
And we'll see if this armature Halberd goes down to like 2 sets of cyclone missile launchers, basically.
Take 1. Kick you back. I might kill the injured. Was that an injured guy? No.
No, you shot him to death.
Now the Deathslaters have to fall back, though. They don't get to stay in melee and kick. The other way that I think Deathwatch loses this is that unit battle shocks, but he'll auto pass that for sure.
3 saves. AP 0.
3 ups. They're good.
Alright.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So you've already marked the 10, so I just need to be on 2 objectives. So yeah, it literally just comes down to does an armature die? Well, if that is the case,
Yep, if the armature dies, it is a tie.
yeah, I think after everything that's happened, I'd be happy with
But
that.
you still need
I
to score
definitely do
teleport
not
armors, though. You
play
can't
Magus
you
this
can't
game.
send the Inceptors out.
I don't think there's any shenanigans where I can have something that I can get the Inceptors to also attack. There's like 0
No,
things.
if you want to tie, you have to.
Well, there
swap.
was
No,
the
but
option of teleporting these guys and having the Inceptors be the ones who shoot.
Oh.
But I think I'd rather have my 4 missiles, my 4 flat 3 plasma. So
Sure.
yeah. Okay, so they'll do their thing.
All right.
And then we're just gonna OS that armor.
Drum roll.
Do our classic little movement stuff. We want our fists because we already have +1 to hit, so it's gonna be fine. We don't gain anything from doing anything fancy here, so they're also gonna be fine. And then I guess we should just move to take away cover, but no, you don't overwatch me, so we'll just spend a strat for an extra 6 inches. And then those guys are gonna do Homer, so awesome. 4 missiles. They will give themselves +6 inches of range and +1 AP, so that the storm bolters are making at least on 4 ups, and that's the best they can do. 4 missiles.
Wait, is it ignoring cover as well?
Oh, you're right. I literally just said I was gonna do that to not do that. So, no, they will not be ignoring cover. So I guess there's
Okay.
no reason to do anything with that strategy.
Okay.
Okay, so just the 4 missiles into the armature on good old 3s with a reroll, and then on 5s.
Ooh, good
We have
roll.
3 for you.
EP.
Oh, sorry. There's literally no reason not to put you on your 5 up. Are you fine if they use the stratagem?
Sure, to use the stratagem, I rotate.
Sounds good. Works for me.
It's like,
Yep, exactly.
it doesn't change a thing because we have
Yep.
more than enough CP at this point.
Yep.
Yep, so 4 up. 4 up. Yeah, I don't care if one goes through 4 up.
Damages. We
That's
will
a
reroll
little.
damage.
That's a little spicy.
2 a 2. Let's go. I think you got it with that.
Yeah. Probably.
Then we have 4 storm bolter shots. Looking for 3s. Looking for 6s. Get in the box, please. Oh, and then reroll with oaths.
Oh,
They have 3 for you.
not quite enough,
Well,
but that is cute.
my hopes were there for a
Almost there.
second.
That's funny.
Okay, last thing we have to see if it goes on is our good
Yep.
old 12 attacks.
I get to kick you first.
You do get to kick me, you're right. Take it away.
Do I keep a CP for rerolls? Yes.
If the Deathslaters are in range here,
Yes, that was
then they're
definitely
not on the
a reroll.
objective, so I don't think we
Sorry,
scored a 10.
it should
at
only
the
have been
end
1
here.
because I'm bracketed.
Yep.
But I wouldn't have also.
Because we
That's
pulled
fine.
off the objective.
Does
No
not
one's gonna
matter.
die.
I don't think it'll make a difference though in the final
See if they
the
can
final
push through
outcome.
these 4 wounds. Here we go. 10 hits. 5 wounds. This is your time to fail them all, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll 3 first.
Yep.
3 ups.
Darn.
Okay. I'll take 1, then fail. Take 2. Take 2.
Yeah. In
So it was not
hindsight,
relevant.
not having the Terminators purge that objective, in addition to the Hail Strike, was a game mistake. I realized it as soon as they shot afterwards. I was like, darn it. Okay. So I have nothing else
The purge
to do.
is only
They have
1
4 on
unit, so-
homers. We don't have any bring it down.
That is doesn't really
And
matter
then
so much.
I assume, obviously, it doesn't change anything here, but I did count correctly, right? 3, 6, 9, and then 5 for each knight is 19 on
Yep.
bring it down?
Yep.
And so that's counted correctly?
Yep. Should
Yep.
be correct. 5, 5, 5.
Well,
5, 5,
GG
2,
chat. Ash
Yep.
takes it just barely.
Oh, man. Good game.
Deathwatch gave a
I feel like I
Gave a
did
good
not
performance.
put my best foot forward, but I enjoyed playing against you.
If anybody has any questions for the players, go ahead and throw them in there.
Mm.
You're
Castigated
like, no, I
dying.
hated this guy.
No, Castigated dying turn 1 was brutal.
I rolled it out a few times, and I did high roll you, but it's not crazy.
It's
if I
not.
have,
It's yeah. I know it's not unrealistic, but you know, like I think
it's like I think the math was it's about like something percent, like 62.
no, with
plus 1 to wound carries.
with rotate, it pushes it to about 50. It's a coin flip basically with rotate.
Yeah, but because I mean I'm on 4s and 4s with sustained and full rerolls, and then you're on 4s as well. So
Yeah, I know, but
I think it should be like
yeah, I mean,
in hindsight only about 3 go through actually. I think
Yeah.
and I think
yeah,
like 6 ended up going.
yeah, it does. It is a coin flip, and like
It's a total coin flip, yeah. Like even though it's like an average, it's either you tie or you don't.
yeah, I mean, like sure there is. It might be somewhere between 45 and 55%, but functionally coin flip.
Yeah, exactly. It's the good old Custodes logic, right? Like, sure, your damage is a 50-50. We both know they're not rolling 4-ups, like 50% 4-ups. Hopefully, because this one's getting streamed, no one's roasting me hard, but I forgot a few too many of my army rolls to be happy with myself this game. I have like 46 games of Deathwatch, and I forgot my veterans reroll 1s. I forgot to use my effect. I think it was sloppy from me all around. But I was like, for whatever, I was super like anxious throughout the game. My hand was like shaking my turn 1 because I was like, oh god, I don't want people to hate me. And I think I pulled myself back together towards the end, but I think we're very sloppy because of that.
Yeah, no hate over here. I think you both played a good game, obviously, and I think definitely like watching the Wombo combo come together to nuke the Castigator was like pretty exciting on the first turn.
Yeah. +1 to wound, +1 AP, and then if you don't have Ion Shields here, it's like terrible because you also use Kraken for AP 4, +1 to wound super cracks, and it just melts everything.
Right. Yeah, if you don't have an invuln save baked in, yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun to do that to the Elder Players Wraith Knight. Just tell them that, even though Farseer got nuked with the Vengor launcher, so no -1 to wounds, and then you're like, okay, I'm wounding you on 4s, and everything is 6-up or D6 +1.
Oh man. That's great. Every time I shot the stupid Farseer with the Desolator unit, they always made all their saves. They would be like, oh, save, fate dice. I was like, oh, okay. Alright.
See, I've committed to just oathing the Farseer one.
Yeah. Yeah, at one point I
That thing
put
gets to
the
eat 10
entire...
castles.
I think I was oathed, and I put the entire unit into... It was a Skyrunner, so he was a little bit tougher. But he took like 17 wounds or something from the Castellans, and then just saved them all. I was like,
Jesus.
okay. Took like 3
Okay, yeah,
damage.
if that happens, you
I was
can't
like,
do
all
anything.
right.
Yeah.
I guess you overwatch me to death with the Wraith Knight next turn, sure. Yeah. Pretty nuts stuff. But yeah, hopefully we'll have to deal with less of that in the future.
I mean, Eldar got nerfed, but I don't really get to play Deathwatch anymore, so there's that. Right?
Yeah. Are
I'm
you
playtesting
sticking with
18
them?
Centurions.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sticking with them. I'm gonna playtest. I've been playtesting Land Raiders for 6-inch charges with the Centurions, and then Heavy Bolters for because they're fully twin linked and they already reroll hit rolls.
Yeah.
So giving them anti 2-up is it's not great, but it's I think the best I'm gonna get with only having 3 stratagems.
Right. Yeah, that seems like it's pretty okay.
And then I'm completely abusing the fact that a tournament I'm playing in, for reference, the Corvus Blackstar does not say Centurions take up 3 spaces. So I'm the tournament I'm playing with is a-okay with that, and
Perfect.
I'm loving it.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
1,660 points a turn 1, just alpha striking.
They just
people.
put them in the bomb bay, right? They hook them underneath. They're like ordnance, and they just drop them. They don't even go inside.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it is the 41st millennium. I'm sure they have special knee protection for that drop.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but
Storm
the
Ravens drop
Centurions are literally
dreadnoughts
bigger
out
than
back,
the
right?
plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, just what makes me laugh is 6 Centurions, like like if you have the models IRL, are like twice the size of the plane, and somehow you fit 12 of them.
It's like Pacific Rim when those like the little Chinooks are carrying the huge Jaegers around, right? It's like basically that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god.
Good narrative. We're fortunate narrative. I appreciate that.
Yeah. The immediate response I got when I asked that question was a picture of the Simpsons clown car, so that's how I do it.
Yeah, I love that. That's good.
Yeah. It's actually I was interested for this matchup because I think both of our armies are arguably 2 of the ones that got hit the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Imperial Knights losing the ability to bond to their big knights, I think is going to be a big nerf.
Yeah, that's a wild change because I think it's pretty clear that a lot of those knights are constructed around getting those bondsman abilities, and I think it's like wild that they would just remove that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they turn into like Chaos Knights where you just don't run big knights.
Right. Yeah, and then you just like, but then you have like 2 CP Squires duty you're like hanging your hat on. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like nerfing their towering was.
Knights got hit 4 different ways, and I think any 2 would have been sufficient.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even.
Actually,
convinced
5
they,
different ways now that I
need
think
nerfs,
about it.
To be honest.
Yeah.
It was Squire's duty, the what's it called? Trophy claim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2 shots going to 2 CP was
powering, points on the armages, and bondsman. 5 different nerfs.
My favorite nerf was the Thunder Stomp, changing its type so that you can't free strat it. Because it moved away from battle tactic to epic deed, right? Except that it grants you devastating wounds against infantry, which is the one situation where devastating wounds got like massively nerfed. So like that stratagem even got nerfed twice. Stratagem you're already probably not going to use anymore. Just like I don't know.
And like they were like what, like 4th in win rate or something? I get the nerfs, but this
fifth or 6th, I think, depending on which stat block you're looking at. Because I think Stat Check and Meta Monday draw from slightly different pools. Meta Monday has a slightly larger pool because I think Stat Check qualifies at 32 players and Stat Check 28.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Call me a hater overall, but I'm surprised how badly like factions 2 through 5 got nerfed for how little it feels like faction 1, Eldar got nerfed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it should have been the opposite. Like I feel like Eldar should have got nerfs on par with Knights or Deathwatch, and then the other factions should have got nerfs on par with like Eldar got, where their best units just got hit pretty hard. But I don't know. Because like everyone's on the assumption it's like, oh, we just get rid of the Wraith Knight and then the army's fine, but most of the army is still crazy about the Wraith Knight.
Right, then you just swap into the MSU stuff. And I appreciate that the MSU list went up like 1 billion points, so at least there's that. But they like forgot Wraithguard existed basically.
Yeah, and
And-
Night Spinner's only gains like 10, right?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, they went up 10. And they can't Overwatch. They can't Overwatch the walls
Yeah.
anymore, so that's what's fixed. It's fine. Units okay.
Yep, and then Sisters got nerfed. I mean, Sisters got buffed, but
I was like,
there was matchups got buffed even more.
yeah. Well, I mean, Desolators thankfully make that, better. But
Uh,
the one change that like made me genuinely happy was seeing Karn go to 350. That was so much more than I was expecting that unit to get nerfed by.
I don't know.
It's weird that
No.
one. I guess like they tried very hard not to edit data sheets and basically just edit the back side of them. But that's like a weird one where it kind of feels like it's hard to point that unit correctly because its ability is like so nuts.
It's so off the walls.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that they took like no charge, no heroic intervention. They had that, in 8th edition. They just or 9th edition. They just removed that clause in 10th.
I think
know.
I think the clause should just be if it repositions to within 9 inches of an enemy model, it can't charge. So you can do it if you take the 9-inch.
Because
Right.
let me tell you, I love losing the 50-50 coin flip for going first. 2 Night Spinners kill my 5-man infantry squad, and then because it's like, near my other units because I don't want to get shot from turn 1 because I'm hiding, I then lose an entire 330-point squad of like 10 Marines because
Oh,
why
yeah.
not?
You wanna hear what happened to my friend?
Sure.
He got first turn. He was really happy. And then his weird boy, who was his warlord, tried to jump to do teleport homers in the enemy deployment zone, rolled a 1.
Oh no.
Proceeded to explode himself, and then the Incan teleported into his back line.
Incredible.
After all his melee infantry had already all his melee stuff had already moved up to the midboard.
Oh no. I don't know what my overall frustration is. Like, I probably don't have like the craziest sample size. I have like 15 or 16 games about Eldar, but like what always like made me so worried about that army is just so many of like my units as a Space Marine player are just worse versions than theirs. Like, even like after the Fire Prism nerf, I have vehicles with like the exact same stat line as the Fire Prism, except they lose and they have lower numbers in every category, right? Move, toughness, save. The only thing they don't lose is the points category, which they, shouldn't be that way. And I feel like they had like 30 S tier units, and then only like the double S tier ones got nerfed, and they're just still gonna have S tier units.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I do appreciate that. I think it will be less of an army you can win while like drooling out of both sides of your mouth kind of thing, where like you actually do have to move your models around and like be able to score points sometimes. Like currently you're just like, I moved my Wraith Knight, I roll a bunch of dice, the game's over. But at least you have to like set up your models and move sometimes. But yeah, it is still gonna be brutal.
So I track my games. So out of curiosity, I'm 10-6, sort of 16 games total against Eldar. Literally every one of those games I have been tabled or have had 1 unit left.
Yeah.
So that's how that army feels to play against.
I have one win is Knights against Eldar, and it's because I went first, had the Porphyrion on the table, turn 1, the Incan evaporated, turn 2 the Wraith Knight evaporated, and then my Porphyrion just mopped up 2 units per turn after that.
Glorious.
Yes, like
Glorious Porphyrion.
and then I played that matchup IRL and went second, and I lost because the Incan just teleported across the board and tagged my Porphyrion.
Like what doesn't bother me with the army is it's not like a sake of like, oh, I feel like I can't do anything. It's the fact that I feel like I'm operating on all cylinders to my absolute best, and I'm still getting floored. Like, those are the games that make me like genuinely get upset. Like, this game, obviously, I played terrible, right? I'm not gonna in any way be like, oh, Knights was a terrible army. Like, this is totally on me being a bad player. But I have so many Eldar games where I've played, and there's been like 6 or 7 spectators, and they'll be like, yeah, I think you played that as best as you could have. And then I'm like tabled on turn 3. And it's like, great, wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, the current version's definitely like super brainless for sure.
Yeah.
And
I don't see a
those
world
people...
where we don't just like swap to Wraith Guard or something.
Right, yeah.
Instead of Wraith Knights and just run the same thing.
It's okay. Most of those people move to Necrons, and then they'll be brainless, but like in a different way.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I am happy that there's changes. I just more. That's me ranting. I feel like that's why I'm just repeating myself.
I don't think it's like that's a particularly hot take. I think the fact that Eldar got nerfed, equally to a bunch of other factions, despite the fact that they were like 20% higher in win rate, was like, come on.
Yeah, I know. I think it's gonna be like really weird at the top because Tau are gonna stomp on basically everyone except I think Necrons. And then and maybe Eldar, because Eldar have all the night spinners that make the crisis cry.
At least Tau got WTC nerfed, where they, well, unless WTC does WTC stuff, where they can't guide for themselves anymore.
Oh yeah. And then but Grey Knights are gonna like just score ridiculously high and maybe win, except if you run into Death Guard, you just lose.
Yeah, because they like minus OCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they minus save you. And then your 2+ save, which is like, the big saving grace for Grey Knights, just disappears. Because it's -1 to, it's not extra AP, it's -1 to the characteristic, so they go to a 3+ base. Cry.
Oh, sure. So they're saving on 3s against AP zeros and cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like and then Death Guard managed to like have play against Necrons because of the minus OC, but then they just like slam face first into the ground against Tau.
Slightly off topic, but I like to rewatch this just to see, re-comment over what I did and whatnot. Is like the VOD of this live on your Twitch?
The VOD will be on Twitch if
so they're live on Twitch immediately for subscribers, and then they usually whenever it goes through the pipeline, it goes on the Tactical Tortoise TV YouTube channel, usually within like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's usually 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It gets stored on Twitch for 2 weeks, and then generally by the time it's off Twitch, I'll have it up on YouTube.
So people on multiple platforms will see me losing. Sounds good.
No. People on multiple platforms will watch you striving to tie, and then
people on multiple platforms will watch you expertly navigating with like 7 models left against a bunch of knights, which is kind of sweet, honestly. The chat was like, "Oh, Deathwatch are like out of this," and I was like, "Are they? Yeah, this doesn't seem that bad. There's only 4 armatures left, and there's a lot of missile launchers happening. So there's a will."
He has more models left than me.
It's true.
Yeah, having 2 Helverns by themselves dig through an entire 36 squad was pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean that's like the Helverns are they're pretty juicy into that target. Those guys did shrug off the Castigator the turn before that, though. To be fair, they were just like,
they did.
I will not take any damage from that. Thank you. I'll tell you, we'll lose 1 model.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they were on 3s, and it's two shots to kill a guy. So like, I should have definitely lost more.
Yeah.
But the Helvern, I don't think between the 3 of them I lose all 36 wounds, especially when I'm like half damage and armor condemned both times. But that was I don't know. I can't complain because I also like totally high rolled like 2 of the knights.
And and the Vindicator was there to pick off the Gravis if that happened.
Yeah. What makes me sad is just like noticing some of the other stuff too, because like even like the really basic stuff is that if like that the Proteus team that comes out just remembers to have the Infiltrator squad fall back, then this guy doesn't lose 1 wound. Instead, the Armiger loses like 5 or 6 because I'm not wounding you on 5s with -1 damage and whatnot. And then that literally translates to this Armiger dying to my melee and my Thunderstrike getting to live.
He was -1 damage.
You're right. But regardless, even if like
one that wasn't was this one.
Yeah. But like that literally like that 1 wound difference translates to me losing my Thunderstrike and not being able to kill this guy. So like there's so many things where I'm like, man, I know 40k is a super complicated game. Yeah. But I'm picking myself apart for all these tiny.
It was also like pretty wild for the Helverin, the damaged Helverin shooting in melee to 1-shot a Thunderstrike to your end. Like that was, it's not wildly probable, like probable. Certainly wasn't like a ridiculous spike, but it was definitely less than a coin flip, I think, right?
The
Yeah.
anti-fly thing was absurd for damage. Yeah.
Well, that was just a thermal lance, right?
Yeah, just 2 thermal lands.
yeah,
for-
yeah, just
Yeah,
like
you're right.
two
You're right. The one
wounds
shot from the spear.
from-
Yeah.
GG. Yeah.
I guess it's 3s and 3s rerolling a 1 each time,
Yeah,
but yeah, one of those don't go through.
4s and 3s rerolling ones. I was treating them
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
because melee. Oh my. Okay, you're right. Okay.
It also had like 1 wound up.
I
Right?
have-
It was -2 to hit. Not that that mattered.
Yeah. I have now decided I have made 0 tactical mistakes.
No,
and I just
everyone played perfectly. There were no problems.
Dice game. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have to decide
I will be
or
fair
before
and
you know the
say
plan?
that
No,
the dice-
it's in battle.
The
formations.
the dice evened out, but yours spiked early, which feels worse.
Yeah. I'm curious about this because I know you said it is, but I think this model is genuinely.
So this
I
is
could be
beveled
wrong.
at the bottom.
Oh, so there's a hole.
Yeah.
Or-
the obelisks aren't flush with the table.
Yeah.
I see. So it looks like it's not.
So
but
if
zoom
you're
in,
going
it
from the
is.
top, it looks like it's phasing. But if you're
Because that's what I was seeing this, and I was like, okay, it's totally clipping,
Right,
and
yeah.
but no, yeah, that's.
Yeah,
Did
it's
you make all
basically
the
yeah.
assets yourself, or
What's up?
did you make the assets yourself?
No, this is all stuff from the workshop. These are from Dawn of War, I think. Actually.
That's true. It's
but-
just when you were so sure it's like, oh, it's it's size for this base. I was curious.
Oh yeah, I mean I create the map
You
myself.
size them for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's more what I meant. Is like, did you make the maps?
Oh yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some particular measurements that get added in specifically.
I feel bad for like the turn one being like, I don't think you get to move through now, knowing that it was really intentionally sized to make that work. But so that means you should have. Oh, that also explains why you can't fit wholly because you're using part of your movement.
Yeah,
to get
because
underneath
it
this
doesn't.
roof.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
Okay.
This isn't
All the logic
flush
has
up
made
with the
sense.
thing with the with the edge there. Yep.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of
Okay,
like
cool.
snake around it to be fair, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's also
But
tough.
yeah,
I think on these ones because these these are exactly 4, so it would be tough to have a wall on there and also have the base be able to go wholly with on without having this be lipped to lose a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. My mind just the geometry in me was like, wait, if you can
Yeah.
fit through here but not be holding up, wait a second.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's sort of the trade-off to having the full wall here. These are 3 inches tall, so that these actually block tree line of sight to things, so you can actually put infantry back here. But it means that big stuff has a tough time climbing over.
So
because
I
it's
was
big.
top down this entire game.
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't realize I could put guys there.
Yeah. Yeah, those
Oh my
block
God.
line of sight to most marine
Yeah,
models.
I was in top-down camera the whole game, so I just assumed those were the WTC ones, where it's like the tiny little.
where
short
it's a little
wall,
bitty
and-
guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, these might get updated with the new towering rules, but a lot of it was so that there were places to hide from towering. So there's a lot of concessions
Yeah.
to towering. We took the big
I
things
would've
out of the middle, took all the windows out. Like,
Yeah, I totally would have thrown the infiltrators here if I knew that was a safe place. 'Cause then Homer's. That's another thing that would change the game. Homer's getting to go off turn 1.
it does get a little spicy because they could still probably maybe see through here, or if they get close
Yeah, but-
enough, they can see because it's true line of sight. So like, who knows? But yeah, if
You
you're
have,
if
what,
you're
4
starting
guys there,
super
1
far
guy
away,
here.
then at least it gives you something to
I mean,
hide.
Well,
yeah, I mean, if a knight goes over here, then it's fine. But also, if
I-
a knight goes over here and chooses
Yeah.
Proteus, I'd be super
Yeah,
happy.
I mean, I assure you, if your infiltrators had popped there, my castigator would have Overwatch do here.
Yeah, but they would just not get on the objective. Probably they would just do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because I know enough about knights to know that I can't objectives, which I think I paid a little bit early in the game for, but especially when you're like, oh, it's 10 points maximum, and I knew that anybody who sat on an objective in plain sight was just gonna die. I just resigned myself to scoring 5 or 10 at best. Maybe that was a wrong play, but that was kind of my thought process behind it.
Yep. Well, GG, you too. I've got your scores in, so you should be all set. Thanks for the good game, and Ash, congratulations on taking it down.
Thank you. Another pod win.
Yeah,
Well, GG's. I'm gonna go skedaddle then. But
absolutely. Yeah,
thanks for them for the game, and thanks them for the commentary.
yeah. Have a good one.
Good
Hope to
night.
see you back in the not too distant future.
I've already put myself in the pod. This was
Hell
my
yeah.
first one, so it was enjoyable.
Well, welcome in.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna skedaddle though. So have a good day, guys.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. All right, chat. That's it for us today. Thank you everybody for watching. What a game! That game went down right to it. Almost tied. What a performance from these players. All right, I'm gonna hop right off. I am a tired boy. Let's grab a cheeky raid if we can. See who's live on the Warhammer tag. Any games playing? There is a game on somebody streaming like tabletop 40k. That's kind of super cute. We'll give them a little bit of a raid. Asbear 98. We'll go ahead and give you some viewers. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I may be live on Sunday. Dutes and I have a game scheduled, so that will probably be noon EST on Sunday. And that is the next time that we're live. So please come hang out for that one. Assuming that it happens. I think it's kind of up in the air because we're trying to schedule all week, but the data slate got in the way a little bit. So, assuming that we're going to be live then, please come hang out with me. Otherwise, probably we'll be back Monday with more Tyranid stuff. I'm playing Thousand Suns in that game, which is going to be kind of funny because every time I don't play Thousand Suns for a minute, I forget how to play them. So it's probably going to be a disaster. We'll see. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you later. Cheers, everyone.